Yo, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know the deal, man. Like and share, like and share, like and share. So we can get this thing out everywhere. There's anywhere in the world you could be, but just hope you right here with me, the BABG OG. And I appreciate you to pull up on me, man. What's going on? So y'all know what, man. Hey, every now and again, you know, I piss Black Twitter off, right? And with the truth, man, as I always do. Y'all know what I love saying about this shit, man. The wonderful thing about the truth is you don't have to worry about telling it. You don't have to think about it. Just say it. And at the end of the day, right, it's going to be what it's going to be because it's fucking the truth. It's factual. It's not made up. It's not contrived. It's not fucking, you don't got to think about it. You just say it. Shout out to him, right? Because, you know, this came, I don't ever, and maybe I might start doing this more often now. But, you know, I usually leave whatever I say where I said it, you know, just off the strength of, where am I? Where am I sharing? That's the wrong one. My bad. Hold on. Just off the strength, I don't like to re-go over stuff. I don't like to recycle content. I don't like to, but if you want this social media shit to grow, I guess you really got to do it. It's part of the game. It's where the game goes. Right? So here we go. We go get it, man. We go get to it. All right, and they upset, especially I guess about me using the picture of the girl, the woman that decided to post this picture on the internet. Again, you niggas are cool with porn, especially on Twitter. Y'all like and share porn on Twitter. Please stop it. Please stop. Are you fucking cool? Okay. All right, stop. That again, education starts in the home. So this is what baffles me so much about a group of people that brag about being the most educated, which was a lie, never happened. But now, like I said, the children, black children, post 2020, post the lockdowns, have had a decline in all academics greatly. It's not just the boys; it's the boys and the girls, right? So if the parents aren't, are you going to hop online and brag about your fucking degree and you being educated and all this other shit? But so let's pause right here, right? So again, nobody has a problem and everybody claps and applauds when black women still get online and lie about being the most educated. We've done this. We've debunked this time and time again. You're not the most educated in volume. There are like 5 to 6 times more white women than black women. Okay. You're not the fucking most educated in rate because Asians make up the smallest percentage, which gives them the highest rate. Okay. And we know Asian women, Asians in general, overrepresent in are uberly successful in fucking college, right? Secondary education, higher levels and everything, right? So in no way, shape, form, or fashion are black women the most educated. Okay. It wasn't never even in like attendance. I guess maybe I was saying attendance by rate. I don't know. But again, however you do it, it's never been true. It was some made up bullshit that, you know, the machine, we'll just say the machine, right? What we call the black girl magic machine made up, and everybody just started repeating the shit. Okay, everybody just started repeating the shit. Nobody really looked into it. Nobody, and then when fucking shout out to Tommy finally looked at the shit and he's like, where y'all getting this from? And of course, you know, but hey, I don't know. Creed, they YouTube fuck on my page. So if y'all don't know, I don't know if it's because of the thing, probably because people reporting the page or whatever, you know, because I have an opinion about the Carmelo Anthony shit. But literally over the last 48 hours, 6 of my videos were flagged. Videos that I did like months ago. So all of a sudden now all of my videos are getting flagged and things. So, you know, that probably affects the way that my notifications and shit go out. So I apologize, I guess, but it's YouTube fucking with the shit, right? But where was I? What was I talking about? Yeah. So nobody has an issue or problem when black men get shitted on. None. Okay? Black women make shit up, say shit that don't matter. As long as you're talking shit about black men, everybody is against a straight black man. Everybody in the black community is against the straight black man. I'm gonna say this again. Everybody in the black community is against the straight black man. This is why I tell y'all, all we got is us for real. All right. Okay. This is not about hating black women. This is not about competing with black women. This is about the overall outcome of black people. Okay. That's what this is about. And until we put the straight black man back into his proper place of being the leader and head of the fucking black community, this shit is going to be in shambles. It's a fucking dirty, ugly, thankless job. Somebody's got to do it. And I will gladly fucking be the nigga to swing the hammer, the sword, the shield, all that shit. Take the arrows. I'm with it. Okay. All right. Thing is, nobody ever wants to have this conversation with me. Links in the chat on Twitter. If you want to come up, by all means, you disagree. I'm gonna start trying to do like disagreement days, debates or whatever. But again, man, you know, I know, bro. I'm like the Pernell Whitaker, the you know, fuck, who else? Somebody we can name. The damn I guess Jaron Ennis at this point. I'm the motherfucker that nobody wants to fight because it's too much risk than reward, right? If you this big ass name person and you get washed in a debate or discussion by some random nobody on Twitter, on YouTube, on whatever, it doesn't look that bad. Okay. I don't got enough clout behind me, right? But those that know. Okay. I'm in this debate shit. It's not and people know it. That's why they don't want the smoke. Okay. But either way. So if you want the link, you disagree, please disagreements. Let me know. I'll give you the link for YouTube. But other than that, we just go run through it and get to it, right? The link's already in the thing in the comments over on X. So if you want to take a shot, by all means, man, just click that link that's over there on X. But I know y'all know better. So let's get into it. Let's keep going. Kids dumb as hell. Okay. What's the fucking purpose of the fucking degree other than to try to shit on niggas? So
but I think the reality of that is the lack of fathers is instantly why them kids ain't learning shit.
And I agree. And then it comes back to what? Have better fathers. Have children by better fucking men. If this ain't shit ass nigga, he didn't make it out of the 8th grade. All right. And he got kids with 2 or 3 kids. I mean 2 or 3 women. What are we doing here? Even if he was in the one household, he couldn't help. He dumb shit. And that's that. So again, man, everybody is fucking dick policed and sexual choices are fucking, critiqued and all this other shit. Everybody does that to us. But no one ever asked these scholars, okay? Black women, these scholars, the most educated demographic in all of the land. How is it that you keep getting impregnated by these horrible men, these deadbeat, these dusties, these crusties, these musties, okay? These horrible individuals. How are you so book smart, okay, but not pussy smart? How you spend 4 years or 5 years, however long it take you to get this degree, this piece of paper, but you mean to tell me you can't go to Walmart or make sure that man got this little piece of rubber? I'm just saying. I'm trying to get it to make sense. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then too, you can't blame the young girls no more because, like we say now, what the 35 plus are having more kids than the teenagers. So these are older women getting pregnant, making these decisions. These are women that should know better. I.e., we know a certain YouTuber that wears horrible wigs with bangs, or used to. Now she got the hair wrap, dirty tennis ball type shit. But this woman waited till she was in her mid-30s to fly across the country and get pregnant by the same exact nigga she swears she hate. Right? We see this all the time. You're so smart, you're so educated, you're so all these different things. You're so much better than the black man, but you're so much better, but then you choose the worst of niggas to have children by. And then turn around and say, y'all don't want to mentor these kids. Y'all don't want to create programs for these kids. Y'all don't want to. No, they're not my kids. Everybody's not meant to be a teacher. Everybody's not meant to be a fucking mentor. Everybody's not meant to fucking deal with kids that's not theirs. Okay? Okay? Shout out to all the people that already have mentorship programs and already do things for the community. Shout out to them. Everybody's calling is not the same. If the majority of people were dedicated to kids programs, how would we fail in all the other areas? Y'all educators, y'all should consider that, right? Or we could fix the problem at the root and stop having all these kids with ancient niggas. And again, it's ultimately up to you because y'all are still have the highest rate and volume of divorces. Okay? Rate and volume. So it's not like, oh, we ain't got no, you have a decision because you're deleting the most children. Okay? And you're getting pregnant at an extremely high rate. So again, how is this? Y'all always bring up the deadbeat and the ancient niggas and all of this, but how the deadbeat dad is a fucking direct result of deadbeat moms. Said it. The first job of a good mother is to give your child a good father. Okay. Now, hey, is there some niggas out here that swindle and whatever and what? Hey, that's the minority. These niggas ain't finessing y'all out these motherfucking kids. And again, even if you can go down to the clinic any day, baby. Y'all ain't never got no problem with it. So what's we talking about here? What's we saying? Let's look at some of this shit, man. Let's see. So first we had a brother fucker in Africa. Bro, listen, man. I keep telling y'all, man, listen. We need to start really straight black men. We got to call this shit out. Okay? Motherfucker, your ass trying to figure out a way to, make some shillings to keep the lights on. Why is you talking about whatever in the hell we got going on over here? STEM degrees. In Africa, brother, stop it. Okay? But, brother fucker, women are building empires. STEM degrees, six-figure salaries, global impact. Young men, school not for me. I'm trying to drop ship, stream, side hustle like Forex. They're not lazy. They're distracted. They like IG, real motivation too much, and the world won't wait for them. Again, you see the face. Okay? Women go to college the most, but have STEM degrees the least. Men out earn women overall, regardless. Why brotherfuckers always trying to talk shit about the men they ran away from being? Listen, bro. Stay out of straight nigga business. You know how y'all tell us to stay out of fucking, gay business, which we do. Y'all need to stay out of straight man business, bro. Sick of y'all. Sick of y'all talking about us, trying to talk to us. Stay over there, bro. Okay? Our nothing aligns. Nothing. And I had to post this because, if you don't post evidence, people just go back and forth with you like all day. Right? So even in the case of where black men don't go to school as much, what do? We get the most important degrees that make the most motherfucking money. All right, so let's see. Look at a couple of these excuses. She started. It started with this one. Where's it at? Where's it at? Everybody's starting to comment now. Oh yeah, let me tell you something, man. Listen, when you see some shit like this is a troll account. Don't even, brothers, stop engaging. You see this shit right here, and then what you call it? This shit right here or blue is a troll account. All right, don't even waste your time. All right, we got to stop responding to shit like that. Those are cowards that hide behind, make up a fake account, and just follow a whole bunch of motherfuckers they don't like to argue with them. Okay, it's troll account. We got to stop going back and forth with troll accounts. Let's go. Okay, so let's go with this one. Your only take on black women being more educated than black men where the kids are stupid. Why not encourage more young men and boys to get into trade and become businessmen? We can tell every day how bad you hate your mother for raising you, but love your dad for leaving. So again, they immediately go to the ad hominems and start bringing in senseless shit that has nothing to do with nothing. That has nothing to do with what I said. Okay, nothing. More educated again, you know what I mean, but earn less and more debt. That's what you call a net negative. Black men are already pursuing trades and certs, hence why we're progressing. Now, disprove anything I said, and of course, she doesn't disprove it. Right? Let's see the sheet. Nope, she didn't reply. Yeah. Now, of course, it's sickening. The only way you feel better about your stupidity is to bring down people that did the work. So, by even questioning black women, bro, you know what I mean? I'm a disgusting person that wants to bring down black women. Let's see. So take a bite. Take a bite. Would you like to come up? Would you like to come up and take a shot at having a conversation, or you just want to troll in the chat? You want to come up, or you just want to troll in the chat? Let me guess. You just want to troll in the chat. Yeah. See, again, nobody wants to have the conversation, man. These people, all these degrees and all of this, people done said I can't talk. You know, all this shit. Nobody ever wants to speak though. No one ever wants to have the conversation. Look at another one. Spoken like someone without a degree, and that's okay. But I'll give you a different perspective. No degree makes you suddenly smart, though you hope to gain knowledge along the way of getting it. To me, a degree is for resumes. They purport to aid in career building. My reply: how does supply and demand work? If everyone has a degree, it doesn't really help as much anymore, does it? Not to mention 50% of the people don't even work in their degree field. How does me not having a degree change anything what I said? Nobody can ever talk about what the fuck you're saying. They always have to motherfucking dance around it and ad hominem and bring up some shit that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is this spree that y'all have been on now for 2 weeks of black men don't go to college, black men don't go to college, black men don't go to college. Who fucking cares? Black men are earning more money despite not going to college. Okay. We had a drop from, I think it was 2021 to 2022. In the last 2 years, well, yeah, 2022, 2023 have been fucking reversed it. Black women, on the other hand, back-to-back years of decrease. And I can't find the same one, so I don't want to use it. But from the numbers I saw, it would have been another decrease. And all of this was what, y'all? Before DEI ending. Now, black women, I need y'all to understand and realize this. Again, this is not a ha-ha, whatever, or none of this shit. This is really for y'all to understand the way that y'all have been able to benefit over the last 30 years or so. Okay. You know, the double hit minority thing gave you guys the foundation of and overrepresentation in the government jobs that you couldn't be fired from. Right. Well, with this new administration, we just learned all that shit is over with. Okay. There's no more of the black women being hired. All right. Way more than black men because they represent a woman and they represent a minority. Right. That's over with. Okay. All of the data that you had before and all of this shit of y'all almost make as much money as black men before was because of the incentivized hiring that businesses and the government were doing due to affirmative action and DEI. Now that those two things are being done away with, what does the picture look like for black women going forward? Another thing, what just happened today, y'all? What just happened? What announcement was made today, y'all? Uh-oh. Bismillah. Well, silencer, that was yesterday, brother. D Nice. Look like all those uneducated Trump supporters, get the last laugh, huh? U.S. Department of Education in Washington, D.C. on March 6, 2025, the U.S. Department of Education announced on Monday that it will restart collecting federal student loans in default on May 5th, ending a pandemic-era pause that began roughly 5 years ago. JC, what up? Just more 4 cents. Greatly appreciate you, brother, for the 5. All those degrees yet don't control any institutions, not even the hair and makeup. Also can't pass a degree down to your children. Exactly. And aren't using your degrees to help your using your degrees to help your children. So now we have perspective we didn't even know because I don't have student loans, right? And I didn't know this shit. Y'all have enjoyed. And they said only less than 4 out of 10 people are actually trying to pay back those student loans. Who has the highest student loan debt people chat participation? Can we educate the people that don't know this already? What demographic has the highest level of student loan debt people? Letitia Divine, love, I'm glad you're here. Would you like to come up and have a wonderful conversation back and forth? You had a lot to say on Twitter, you know what I mean? So I don't mind having a conversation if you don't. You got some time. I think it would be a lot better for us to have a combo in real time versus whatever. Hello, can you hear what I'm saying though? You want to come up and talk in real time? Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Black women have the highest student loan debt. So who you think is not paying, haven't been paying their student loan debt? If it's only less than 4 out of 10 people, so that'll be 3 point some people are actively actually paying back student loan debt. And bro, they say it's $188 billion in student loan debt, right? So what chances of it say that significant, if not majority, of those people that haven't been paying that student loan debt back are the demographic with the highest student loan debt? Cool. It's the if you over on Twitter, you should see. Do you see a link? You should see a link in the chat. Let me know if you see the link in the chat. Just click that link in the chat whenever you're ready. Well, Rocky Marciano, bro. I don't think it's a dumb thing, to be honest with you. I think it's true. It's partially willful ignorance, but it's also how would you say? How would I describe it? It's not just willful ignorance, but it's coerced ignorance. Because black women hear something positive, so they never go look for the negative, or they never look for anything that, you know what I mean, that refutes the positive. Black women are the most beautiful. Nobody's gonna look for some shit that says otherwise. So it's the same thing. So when black women have heard, this is why we had, women repeat this and repeat this and repeat this over and over again with ever no data or anything to support it, because it's something positive about black women. So they hear one black person say, hey, there we go. Shout out to Silence, sir. Shout out this brother right here. Confirmation bias. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Confirmation bias. They never gonna go look for anything that to disprove that point. It supports black women. It makes black women look good. So hey, why would they lie, right? Well, again, we know that, man. But again, women, right? Women. So for those that don't know, this is a teaching moment. See us, well, I can't say us, but this non-degree motherfucker, all right, non-degree having motherfucker can teach y'all a whole lot, man, if you just listen to me. Life experience, fairly successful. You know what I just found out? Guess what I just found out today, y'all? I make well over the average degree holder. I'm doing pretty good for no degree, right? I make well over the amount that let's look that up. Let's show the people, man. See, we gotta go over some stuff today, man. Listen, you can't shame me. I I ain't broke, I ain't dusty, crusty, musty, none of that. Okay. And I've made the proper life decisions as to where I could benefit early. Okay. Early. I'm 40. I ain't gotta wait till I'm 65 or 67 and a half, whatever retirement age is now. I'm living my best life right now. And again, only gonna make more money. So, and that's just in general. If we go to women, black women, I mean, these motherfuckers is weird, man. A stalker motherfucker gonna always find you. This is so weird. This is motherfuckers swear they don't like you, bro. How is this guy following me? Why is this guy following me? Hey, say hello to the loser, man. Say hi to the loser, y'all. I will never be this nigga right here. I will never be a stalker ass nigga that don't like somebody so much. I keep up with them and I stalk them across platforms on the internet. That is weirdo behavior. But hey, weirdos are gonna weirdo. Weirdos are gonna weirdo. Nigga looking like he got a whole piano in his mouth. Okay? Big mouth ass nigga. Stop it, bro. Stop it. And that hairline horrible. Your head pointy and so is your hairline, nigga. Stop it. Horrible work. Terrible. Weirdo. But let me get back to what I was saying. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah. Look, bro. Look, I'm not gonna go back and forth with a nigga that's obsessed with me. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You fucking stalker. Yeah, that boy got some teethuses, bro. He ain't got no teeth. He got teethuses, bro. Like your grandma used to say. Damn, boy, that's some big teethuses, boy. But anyway, man, listen. Black women, all right? I'm telling you this shit out of love. Get out your feelings. Listen to me. You guys are on a downward spiral when it comes to earning, making money, all these different things. And now that we've learned, right? I gotta throw a little, throw a couple shots into it. So ever since the lockdowns, y'all been going to Dubai, y'all been, going to motherfucking Turks and Caicos, Jamaica. Y'all been getting these Airbnbs. Y'all been doing all this shit, man. Running it up, throwing it up, right? But we didn't know because y'all weren't paying back none of that motherfucking student loan. Now they finna start garnishing. So whatever they making now, what would y'all think, or anybody knows how much money you think they're gonna take per year to have them pay back those loans? Let's say $100 a month or $50 a month, right? I think it's probably more like 100, especially if you ain't paid nothing on it. But I don't know. Here we go, man. Shout out to Miak Mike, man. Miak Mike in the building with our occasional HBCU promotion. Shout out to Miak Mike for the team. Don't listen to Miss Fantastic. Still get a STEM degree from an HBCU. Moreover, bolster your degree with the trades. Degrees and trades pay the bills. Hey, brother, I agree, but hey, only Miak Mike. Now, Miak Mike, tell the rest of them for free. Tell them how to do it, brother. Because see, what they act like we not doing is this. Listen, black man, get the degree as long as you ain't got to pay for it. Okay? As long as you ain't got to pay for the degree, as long as you don't have to motherfucking come out of pocket, as long as you don't have to go into debt for the fucking degree. Listen, I told y'all, I'm telling you, if you have a nephew, especially now, if you listen, now that we know for sure, ain't no wars, nothing about to pop off. They trying to shut all this shit down. You got what's going on. If you have a young man that's under the age of 25, he don't know what the fuck he gonna do with his life. He ain't got shit really going on or whatever, and he needs some structure and discipline anyway, and he's just not a complete total lost cause. His ass need to join the military right now. Okay, he needs to join the military now. Create a 4-year plan for, and then as soon as he get out now, he will get paid to go to college. Okay, he can move to one of the best fucking cities. Place he always wanted: Atlanta, Miami, shit, Chicago. I wouldn't say New York because that shit still gonna be too high. But he can go to a plethora of places, right? Get paid to go to school, all right, and still be working and getting, setting the foundation up for his life, bro. Or a lot of brothers are saying with the CDL situation or these other trades, like you said, these trade schools will pay for your trade back if you work for the company for X amount of time, X amount of years. CDL, brother, shout out to my man Batman Beyond. Here, I think he got out. He got out of the military, got his CDLs. That brother been on the road for a little bit of time, and hey, again, the most important of a man, again, the way a man is measured is by his ability to first provide. Protection is an afterthought because you got so many things: police, guns, security systems, whatever. We ain't motherfucking, we ain't fighting for territory and shit. The protection part is secondary. The first thing that you're measured by as a man is your ability to provide. In order to provide, you got to be able to make money, right? So a man is trying to make as much money as fast as he possibly can. And then, of course, so again, if a young man, black man, finds a way to get to money early. Shout out to my man GMB. GMB said he damn near at $300,000 and high school diploma. Shout out to all the oil rig guys. Shout out to the plumbers. Shout out to the HVAC. Shout out to the electricians. Shout out to all the trade. We talk about trade skills. We talk about that ad nauseum, man. We ain't just saying get out here and smoke weed and fuck hoes. Why is y'all doing that? No, we're just simply saying going to school for 4 years, right? Paying to go to school, making a little bit of money or no money or being limited because now you got to focus on your education and try to balance making money to survive or whatever, right? So your job is not going to be a very lucrative thing. It's just going to be some, more likely non-skilled labor, something to help you get by at the end of the month, right? Most people don't have scholarships, right? So what we're saying is, if you can start the process of making money 4 years early and then get the education on the back end, what's wrong with that? Shout out to the Freemans. Yeah, IT. That's another thing. Listen, and brother, listen, man. This is what really gets me for real. Is the men that can't stand. And again, I tell y'all, man, this shit is so visceral, right? It's whatever. Let me see if I can find this one from this brother. Where's he at? This is a whole nother thing. Right? Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? He's just mad, man. Niggas mad because, niggas mad, bro. Niggas are mad. Here we go. Right. So this is from the early one, right? So we had a brother, a man, alleged man. We're gonna think he a man. He got a real account. So let's see what this brother had to say, right? Women in IT are outsmarting men and have a proportionate share of IT leadership roles. Signed the data. Okay. What the fuck does proportionate leadership roles mean, bruh? Show the data where they outnumber and out earn men. Until then, shh. See, brother, this is what we call bitch babble. Okay. And a whole bunch of nothingness. It's crazy how we can say proportionate and we can say what's the other thing they say? Pacing, right? And all this shit. All that shit dead. All that pacing shit, all that women are taking over men shit, bro. Over with. Vince Carter 2001 dunk contest. It's over. Stop that. That incentive has been removed. All the data you have included that incentive. And they never caught up. They never even got close. Okay? That means that women are actually gaining share of IT leadership roles versus men, especially millennials. I've been in IT for over 25 years, PMO leadership across Fortune 100 companies. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, Babylon. So, of course, I just had to bring out the fucking Google, man, because I get sick and tired of fucking arguing with niggas. You put the proof in there, and now they just shut the fuck up. Again, this is the wonderful thing about knowing what the fuck you're talking about and then showing the proof. Okay? And I put it up there so they can see what I asked. Men versus women in IT fields. IT field, there's significant gender disparity, men outnumbering women, particularly in technical roles and leadership positions. So this directly goes against what the fuck he talking about. What are you saying? How is somebody that's already underrepresented in something going to overrepresent at the very top of it? That makes no sense. Okay? Y'all don't even make up 30% of the tech industry. And then it's telling you 11% of executive positions. So, brother, this literally disproved everything he said. But this is what happens when you challenge and when you fucking, say anything against the women's. You say anything against the women's, niggas got to put a cape on, put their drawers on outside their pants. Here I come to save the day. Creed, well, Creed, come on, Creed, you know that. You know I like to wrestle. You know I like to rap. You know I'm a wrestling fan, Creed. You know that. These people don't know that though. Apparently they don't know. Okay, no John B. Shout out to him, man. Tom Maestro for the 5. Appreciate you, brother. I work at the USPS with a bunch of in-debt motherfuckers. Just got my CDL, about to bounce and earn even more. This ain't back in the day. Degrees don't matter. Hey, shout out to Tom Maestro. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man. Listen, I keep telling people, bro, they don't understand the fact of the matter that, look, bro, exactly. This ain't the 80s. This ain't the 70s. This ain't the point where nobody had degrees or degrees were limited. We told y'all the college shit was a hustle. The college hustle was threefold. Okay. The government told the motherfucking jobs, hey, start requiring motherfucking degrees. Okay. And since the motherfucking jobs started requiring degrees, the colleges said, shit, well, if they were making these shit a requirement, we can raise the motherfucking price on going to college. And the government come back and say, well, shit, that's good. That's even better for all of us because we can never forgive student loans. So everybody, all three hands washing each other. All three hands washing each other. And your dumb ass. I ain't gonna say your dumb ass, okay? But you don't understand the play. You so obsessed with the motherfucking book sense, you not looking at the common and the street sense of this shit situation, bro. There's some 3-card Monty shit going on. This is not the 80s. This is not even the early 90s. Everybody has a fucking degree now. They've been telling you for it's been over 10 years now that more than half of people don't work in their degree field. Once you knew that, that told you the market was oversaturated with degrees. Yeah, everybody still, and I told, for the most part, it's not even a degree thing. Most people, for the most part, man, go, especially younger people, go for the college experience. They don't give a fuck about that piece of paper. That's why niggas especially don't graduate on time. Shout out to a man, Passport Bros business class. We need to start talking about the school industrial complex. The military and prisons have nothing on the schools. Well, that too. Niggas still trolling. Niggas still want my attention as a grown ass man with a family and a wife and kids. Sad. Listen, like I said, I don't need no degree, man. I make substantially more than people with degrees, brother. Not even working. So what are we talking about? What I need a degree for? I already put my time in, man. See, I made wise decisions earlier as to where a degree don't really, you know. You feel me? So again, you can't shame me. You can't shame me for not having no degree. Shout out to a man, Compassionate Callous, man. Listen, bro, I'm good. I'm Gucci. You feel me? Let's look at this, man. So the people, I ain't bullshitting, right? Kind of, let y'all pocket watch a little bit, to the haters. And then I gotta ask a question, man. I definitely gotta ask a question. So the average salary for someone with a degree can be based on the degree type and specific field of study. However, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median weekly earnings for those bachelor's degree around $1,493, which translates to annual salaries of approximately $77,636. Black women, y'all are damn near 50% of that. How's that working out for you? if you guys are more than $30,000 under the average degree salary, how are all these degrees working out for you? Huh? I'm just curious. I'm wondering. And again, we know on average, black women, I think, average somewhere around, all in general, what, $40,000, between 35 and 40. Well, I want to say 37, 45,000, something like that. Yeah, compassionate cat. We ain't even talked about that. We ain't even brought the debt in there, brother. Listen. Compassionate cows. Us non-degree folks don't know how to balance a checkbook or don't know how to, balance a budget, I guess. You feel me? And compassionate cows, we went over how, hey, they just announced today, hey, we finna get our money. Government told y'all, yeah, we shut down the Department of Education. But before we do, just know we coming back to get that student loan money. So now that's even less money. When again, for the last 2 years, and I'm trying to find it, but I can't locate it. Okay, but because it was the Department of Labor and Statistics, and then the other one was the Department of the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. So it's different. Department of Labor, and then it had the Bureau of Labor, which were kind of conflicting. So I don't really, but if that's anywhere accurate, black women had 3 years of declining earnings. 3. Yeah, and no, ain't no more not paying. Ain't no more not paying. Hopefully y'all already filed your taxes early. Because if you didn't, they might snatch some of that motherfucker. They said they started collecting on May 5th. I'm just saying, man. I thought, like I said, that right there, I'm this amount right here, that amount right there, even though I don't got a degree, you know what I'm saying, hey, I'm just saying, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. So again, you can't shame me about not having a degree when I make more money. And I don't have, on average, I think black women have on average $35,000 in debt, the highest debt in student loan debt. So, and getting paid for it, brother. JC, that's the wonderful thing about it. JC, I'm getting paid to get my degree. JC, I'm getting paid to get my degree, brother. I ain't getting no debt. Shout out to my kids. My kids go to school for free. King and Samsung love. I keep telling y'all. And what do we say, y'all? It's 10-4 Tuesdays, low key. So we got to tell y'all. Sorry to tell you again. Over half of these degrees are going to be obsolete in 10 years. Half of these degrees obsolete in 10 years. It's not me saying it. It's all the fucking progenitors of AI and Bill Gates, Dalio, Elon Musk. They're warning you. You better find something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all shaming motherfuckers with these trades and shit. See, listen, all the CDL, all the plumbers, all the whatever. See, they be able to stack their money up. You feel me? They will be able to stack their money up over these years. So when the automated trucks and robots take over, hey, they got a nice little retirement nest egg. They good. You, on the other hand, can you say the same? Again, this isn't a thing. This is to prepare you. This is for y'all to understand. Get out your feelings and just look at this from actually what I'm saying. Black women, while y'all are out here bragging about degrees, okay, how much longer do you have for it to even, you to be able to use it? Or y'all out here using this shit to motherfucking shame niggas, because that's the number one thing y'all use it for. You niggas ain't got no degrees. You niggas ain't got no degrees. You don't go to college. You don't go to college. Ha, ha, ha. Well, it's nothing to laugh about. Like I told you, I don't have a degree, and I make more money than the average person with a degree. That's even without them paying me to go to school. Just me paying to go to school makes it just ridiculous. So let's be clear. Even without them paying me to go to school, I was still making more money than $77,636 a year. Okay. But then with them paying me to go to school, you know, it is what it is, man. Shout out to my man Saints here for the 10. Greatly appreciate you, brother. I work in corporate America with no degree. I work alongside people with their MBA, master's in finance. We work the same job, and the company is paying me for me to get my degree. We make the same money. Shout out to Saint Seer, man. Shout out to the brothers again that know how to do this shit. Listen, some people look, bro. And again, we just talked about this. Nepotism, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. A lot of the times, you can get your foot in the door, and then you're able to perform the job without that degree. We all remember what the Pursuit of Happiness, right? I don't think did the dad in Pursuit of Happiness have a degree or whatever. But either way, you know, hey, he was homeless. He was doing everything he could motherfucking do to get that job, and all he had to do was get his foot in the door, right? There's still brothers out here doing that. And shout out to the brothers that's looking out for brothers to give them the opportunity. Right? But again, it's this shaming tactic. I keep telling y'all, most of the shit that black women and brotherfuckers do to black men is to try and shame and clown us. When again, bro, if black men ain't successful, we fail. Y'all do understand that, right? As much as y'all hate straight black men, if straight black men just really start being the bums, the crusties and dusties y'all swore we were, bro, we have no chance. None. Hold on, man. We got to get this shit right. Shout out to my man, Just My 4 Cents for the 2. Appreciate you. The top government job requires no degree. The president. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. But hey, man, what the hell we got going on, bro? Come on. I got 144 people in here. I only got 100 likes. Come on, bro. If you lie, you steal, you kill. Like button is free. Hit that motherfucker for me, man. Come on, stop playing.
Take off, record. Real more shit, man. That's why more bodies, man. Darn more bodies right now, man. That real more shit, man. G up in the building, man.
Hit the like button, man. Instead of y'all getting mad at what I'm talking about, man, y'all need to stop trying to clown black men, okay, with your achievements. And like I said, now we gonna move into the second part of this. The issue and the problem is and the question was asked, y'all not what did they say? Y'all not congratulating or y'all not supporting black women being successful and helping out black people? How are black women helping out black people if they refuse to get with black men and create black families? Right? How? Again, y'all keep lying and saying, oh, black men don't want to be married. Black men aren't marriage minded. Well, the numbers don't say that. There are more married black men than black women. Black men are starting to date out more because black women are telling black men they don't want to be married, and or they're just not marriage material. So black men are still finding a way to create families just with other races of women. This is why they have to double down and yell louder all of these lies and this propaganda to try and destroy the image of black men. Because like I said, now what we know is other women of other races and other nationalities and around the world are looking at black men as viable options. Now, again, this isn't a fucking passport bro promo or whatever or any of that shit. It's just the facts of the matter. Black women have to compete for black men for the first time. This is why we keep hearing all these shaming tactics. Sassy, zesty. Oh, y'all want to be women. Y'all in y'all soft guy era and all this other shit. La. Men don't want to be men no more. All of this shit. Because, baby, you got to earn me. If I'm quality, I understand that now you have to earn me. Especially understanding and looking at, hey, black women have been on the financial decline over the last couple of years. So shit, we going up. And then if I, make it anecdotal, I'm going up and you're staying the same or stagnant and you're not on the same. What are we talking about here? Again, take your feelings out of this and just look at the numbers. Stop being mad at me for saying the thing out loud that niggas are scared to say because they want to be taken out of the motherfucking get pussy lottery. She's still not gonna fuck you, bro. All you motherfucking super simps, white knights or what, black knights, I guess, or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, bro. All this capping on the motherfucking capping and caping on the internet is not gonna get you no pussy, bro. I promise you, she not flying out to you tomorrow to give you that mouth and legs, brother. No, you was not gonna hit it from the bike. She not doing it. The same nigga she swears she don't talk about, more likely than not, her baby daddy in her phone hitting her WID between motherfucking 12 and 3. That same baby daddy, there's nothing like the mentor she want for her children. All right, has her choking on something right now. Okay, to all you niggas that hop in the chat, hop in these comments, and oh man, you lame. Oh man, you hate black women. Oh man, you listen, brother. She not gonna fuck you, my nigga. She not. She not. Stop it. You're going against your own. You're going against your own interest, brother. They see you the same as me. That's another thing too. They hate you too. Straight black man that panders, they hate you too, my nigga. You're cannon fodder. You're a useful idiot. That's what you are. Because what they do is they use your stupid ass. See, look, that black man understand. That's a good black man right there. And then lo and behold, hey, would you date him? Hell no, that nigga ugly as hell. He broke. He dusty. He crusty. He musty. He got to give me $500. I need $500 to go on a date. Bitch, you just gonna sell? You gonna just sell the pussy? Goddamn. $500. You just, baby. If anything, them third world hoes using them niggas more than hoes in America. How the third world hoes using niggas more than the hoes in America when the third world hoes is on a 10 times or even more times discount, brother. Y'all niggas get weird when y'all say shit like this. Niggas not bringing these hoes back, man. Niggas not really niggas. Bro, you spend $500 in motherfucking most places in the world, bro. You that's like you're rich. Cree, we know it, baby. Cree, we know you the last hope. Cree, we know. Well, most women can't. A lot of women are saying it, but most women can't, Cree. Most women can't demand $500 for no date. They want to, but yeah, no. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Bro, y'all make it look bad. And that's why I keep telling y'all, man, bro, please stop going at other niggas for however they live in their life. For one, they just showed this thing the other day to where in Thailand it was number white dudes. Okay. Black men, American black men are some of the smallest demographic of international travelers like on the planet. Okay. Can we get back to that? The actual numbers, which y'all, they can need more. Even if they need money, it's $10 of them is $100 to $1,000 in their money. Hater cell. What are you talking about? And no, they don't. These hoes over here just as broken poor. Y'all think these bitches that be asking for this shit off the strength, bro? These are professional beggars. These hoes need the money. They don't. It ain't not they want it. They need it. Most of these fucking women asking you for money need the money. That's why they're not ashamed. The girl was on the podcast talking about she's a proud beggar. She don't care. She immediately asked a nigga for some shit off the rip to see what's gonna go on, to see if he a trick. What are y'all talking about? Why do y'all act like there aren't po ass hoes in America? I.e. food stamps, i.e. EBT. If a bitch is on EBT, she's poor. If she qualifies for EBT, she's poor. I'm sorry. I mean, am I wrong? If a woman is qualifies for EBT Section 8 or especially, well, we don't even say government housing. That's but if a woman qualifies for EBT or Section 8, she's poor. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Chat participation. If she has an EBT card, she has an EBT account, she's poor. 1 for yes, 2 for no. What are we talking about here? Why y'all act like po ass hoes are not right here in the good old US of A? Why are we acting like that? Why y'all act like there are some third world hoes in a first world country. Y'all do know that, right? You know, they love talking about dirty foots, but like you ain't never seen a dirty foot in fucking here. You ain't never seen a bitch that take her shoes off in the club and walk around and all the motherfucking Hennessy and cigarette butts and what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we saying? Yeah, exactly. Can you buy me a drink? I told y'all, man, a bitch tried me when I went to shout to Hemp. I was in Houston. I went to Chapman and Kirby's. You know, just there chilling, whatever. And shout to CJ too. You gonna get me a drink? Excuse me? I know you got it. Yeah, I got it, but excuse me, man, I don't even know you. Why would I buy you a drink? Chill out. Hey, chill out. Come on, man. Chill out, man. Chill out, man. Yes, Cree, a drink. Asking me for a drink and I don't know you is trying me. Yes, love, it is. It really is. Because do I look like a tricking ass nigga to you? Do I look like a nigga that has to buy a woman anything to have a conversation with her? Do I look like the nigga that's gonna just pay you to be in my presence? Cree, I told you, you know my 10 chilt theory, baby. You already know what it is. Just having the, you're getting lightheaded, trying to look me in my eyes. Nah, brother, I'm telling you, it's about 50-50. It's a lot more closer than you think. It's not greedy. A lot of them are destitute, brother. Nick, motherfuckers hate to admit that. Everybody loves saying shit like hoes winning, but nobody want to talk about the hoes that's losing. We've been over this. Again, it's way more hoes losing than winning. The hoes is winning is like the 1 to 5%. If y'all call fucking, barely getting by and having the motherfucking give your pussy up to to get anything in life winning, I guess we can up the number. But for the most part, no. Shout out to Rocky Marciano. I had a chick come up and stand next to me and smile, expecting a conversation that she could parlay into a drink. The fuck out of here, lady. Yeah, you see no, your brother. See, you shit like this. Hey, this the niggas or niggas villain arc starts right here. Listen, first time I bought a chicken drink, it was a shot and a drink. This bitch turned around and gave a drink to a nigga. He was on crutches. Yeah, nah, brother. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, that's all you did that one time right there. I'm glad you didn't trip the nigga on the crutches. I definitely would have gave the nigga on the crutches a Mortal Kombat suite. Whoopsie. The nigga on the crutches, he would have been on the ground, brother. Definitely would have motherfucking kicked that nigga's crutch. I can tell you that right now. Whoopsie. No, ain't no fucking. Yeah, bro, that's wild indeed, bro. Ain't no way. What? What are you talking about? Show what video? Oh, you talking about? Yeah, you couldn't stop that shit, man. The fucking the leg sweep motherfucking uppercut combo, nigga. Horrible. Bad day. Listen, man, again, listen, investments. Shout out to all the brothers that's investing, man. Shout out to my investing brothers. All right. Crypto, precious metals. Listen, bro, it's way other ways out here. Okay. If you know what you're doing, and we talk about a lot of shit over here, brother, where you're going to get a much faster outcome than this degree shit at this point. If you don't got your degree already, man, again, you ain't got somebody else to pay for it. Find a way for somebody to pay for that degree for you. Okay. Don't be out here wasting your time, man, your money. Because, like I said, it's a very, very limited time limit on these fucking degrees at this point, bro. If it's not STEM, something that's not going to be able to be replaced by a fucking machine or AI in the next 5 to 10 years, you're wasting time. Shout out to, hey, that too. Hey, I ain't want to do it. Me and my son, right? We left the gym, right? He won like he played 3-on-3. He had the game winning shot and shit. So he's like, Dad, I want some Chick-fil-A. So I fuck it, I get some Chick-fil-A. Right? We leaving out of Chick-fil-A, man. Guess who's on the corner with 3 or 4 kids? 3 or 4. Guess who's on the corner, y'all, with a sign and a buggy? Again, I'm not applauding it. I'm not, I'm not celebrating that. But again, it's no one's talking. Even homeless women are growing up. And we know women are never supposed to be homeless, especially with kids. So what is that telling you? When you're out and about, pay attention. Look and see. Black women, we're trying to tell y'all, man. Again, I'm saying this shit as much as y'all hate me. I'm trying to keep telling y'all this shit out of love, bro. I don't want to see, y'all end up in the worst case scenario, especially with the kids. I care more about the kids than y'all. I mean, you made bad all decisions all the day. You're a grown ass person. You'll figure it out. But making the kids suffer, no, I'm not with that, because those kids are suffering, and those kids are, raised in poverty with a scarcity and a survival mindset. They're more likely than not going to turn out to have very, very bad outcomes and be threats to society. Right. So again, I'm not celebrating or hooraying a homeless mother with 3 to 4 kids at all. But that woman has 3 or 4 kids. Chances are, by the numbers, at least, 2 of those kids don't have the same dad. Clearly, she wasn't married or anything. So when black women get these degrees and you use it in a single parent household, you're still not clearing the average. You're not even making the average of what a degree holder makes. You're at like what? Just over 55% of it or some shit like that. You're $30,000 short of the average. How well is this degree shit working for you? How well is it working? And since it's clearly not working that well, can you please stop trying to use it as a fucking, aha, nan and boo boo to straight black men? We don't need that shit. I'm officially saying it at this point. I'm saying straight black men do not need degrees in order to be financially successful. I said it. Especially with us having a full understanding and scope of what's coming down the pike. AI, robots, automation. See, we're most likely going to be all right because we're more involved in the skill trades and things that you have to do with your hands that you're not going to have the robot to replace just yet. Or even better, being that you're making this money, I can purchase the robot, right? Or robots. And now I can start my own business from my trade skill and continue it on through owning a robot to do the work for me, contracting it out. Joel Breezy, listen, I know you one Titans really don't, bro. Y'all listen, bro. Y'all do the research, man. Don't take my word for it. Niggas really don't understand how quick and fast and how impactful this shit gonna be. Everybody keep telling you. Everybody keep telling y'all niggas like, no, man, it ain't that serious. Ain't it? All right, brother. Don't believe it. But that, like everything else in life, man, I'll much rather be prepared and shit not happen than, hey, shit pop up and now you ain't got nothing going on. Shout out to JC the Conqueror. There was this homeless woman sleeping on a train with 3 kids. I don't know why. It's plenty of shelters for women and kids. Bro, JC the Conqueror, that's the thing. They can't get room. So what? And JC the Conqueror, that's what people are not understanding. So the problem is because more women are becoming homeless, more women are getting evicted. That's making it harder for them to be able to get into the shelters because, a lot of shelters are predicated upon available room. So nobody's talking about that because now you'll be bashing black women, right? You be bashing black women, you be making fun, you be doing all these things when no, the most important thing that niggas are horrible at doing is accepting the precursors, right? The warning signs, the red flags. Niggas hate that. Just like I'm talking about this degree shit, right? Like, bro, this degree shit, y'all got much bigger problems. Black women doing this harass shit and black men countering and speaking back and talking back and officially saying we don't need no fucking degrees. Yeah, I said it. Like most men don't need fucking degrees. The majority of men don't have degrees of all races and demographics. Yet and still, straight black men are the only one that have to have this fucking conversation because we have the only group of women that falsely claim to be the most educated and use them acquiring a degree as a leg up or again a fucking a shaming tactic to the men that they're attached to. Jay Miller, they niggas don't. Hey, Jay Miller, I'm not gonna argue with niggas, man. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, Joel Breezy again. You can't say that though. You cannot be the person that rings the motherfucking alarm bell. You can't do that because now you're bashing and you're shaming. But yet still nobody wants to have the conversation because now it will be, hey, if you talk about the level of homelessness, rising exponentially for black women, you're gonna have to ask the question, well, hold on now. How y'all the most educated and making all this money and y'all make just as much money as black men and make more money than black men, all this lies, all these financial lies, but y'all are having this rise of this fucking homelessness. What's going on with this? That's not adding up. That will go against the narrative. Remember, we just had fucking Dr. Umar within the last year say black women earn more money than black men, and black women take care of black men. Had Dr. Umar, what he said, what he call him? What he call black woman? The queen, the honey bunnies, the honey bunny whisperer. Dr. Umar told this lie, man, and black women ate it up. Black women, y'all stop. Okay? Please stop. You're only hurting yourselves. Getting mad at somebody that's fucking trying to warn you. It's not going to help your situation. Should we get more? Let's see. Yeah, there's another question. Most deadbeat dads don't have a college degree. Well, most good dads don't have college degrees either. Again, most men don't have college degrees. And some genius. Let me see. I'm not even talk to these motherfuckers. Let's see. This idiot. And of course, he's not gonna come up and have a conversation. And then it's all this. Listen, bro, I just gave you the fucking solution. Yo, chill, Terry Foles. Lord Jesus, chill out, brother. Listen. Yeah, no accountability, man. So let me address this shit. Listen, get the fuck out of my face with this solution shit. You niggas don't want solution. I gave you solution. The solution is, I'm gonna say this again. Listen to me now. Okay? Right? The solution is for black women to stop creating children with unproven men. Okay? That's the solution. The solution is for black women to stop touting their degrees in these things and creating competition with black men as if they're superior or they're equals. Those are two solutions. Those two major solutions right now, if those started getting implemented today, bro, we would turn this motherfucker around 3 years. If black women stop having a fucking infatuation with the worst of worst niggas and then furthermore having babies with them and then turning around and coming back to the black community and demanding that niggas that had nothing to do with the child that you had from an ain't shit nigga, trying to shame men that didn't create a child with you and to help you take care of that child. Shout out to the nigga Zia. I don't know. They got him for good. Why are Zia, right, from fucking Twitter? Why are the mentors you want for your child nothing like the fathers you have them by? Why, black women? Don't you think that's a little counterproductive? How is it that, again, y'all so educated, you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so in tune, you're so intuitive, right? You can't tell this nigga ain't shit. The face tattoos, the fact of the matter, he just got out of jail a couple months ago. The fact of the matter, this nigga, he didn't graduate high school. That's crazy. That's another thing too. It's crazy how. So you know what's crazy? So hold on. This is the wonderful thing about real time conversation. So we know for a fact, right, that most men, especially black men, don't have degrees. Why all your baby daddies don't got no degree? How are the most educated having children by all of these uneducated men? This is compassionate callous. Clip this one. This literally just hit me. Hold on. How are the most educated women getting impregnated by all of these uneducated men? How? See, we don't have these conversations. All y'all niggas talk about. No, we don't talk about this at all, because when you talk about it, nigga, shut up, nigga. Again, black women, if niggas is so dusty, crusty, musty because you don't got a fucking degree, why is it the same case for your baby daddy? Bars. Your baby daddy ain't got no degree either, bitch. I don't want to hear. Listen, if your baby daddy ain't got a degree, don't talk to me. All right? Don't talk to me. If your baby daddy ain't got no degree, baby, don't talk to me. Don't come to me talking about where my degree at and you better than this. I already told you. I know you don't. You don't got the money I got. 90+% of y'all. Stop it. Stop. You can't shame me. And again, most importantly, again, education doesn't equal intelligence. Clearly. Y'all don't even understand that. Y'all think because you got a piece of paper that you're actually smart. No. No. Shit, I'm fuck it. Ain't nobody gonna come up, so hell, let me bring it down to y'all, man. Here. My bad. Let you brothers definitely get on this conversation. I definitely want the brothers' input on this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come up, man? Hit the link so we can have this combo. It definitely needs to be talked about. Because I'm sick and tired, man. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. All this shit about niggas ain't got no degree, and both your baby daddies ain't got one. Not now, one on. You got two baby daddies, and neither one of them got a degree. Ain't that some shit? And you want to talk shit about me? Cree, I still want to smoke. Always. All right, you know I always want to smoke. We want all to smoke. Yeah, Albert. See, yeah. I learned better. My type. I outgrow my type. That's the stupid shit they say, Albert. See, I outgrow my type. No, little baby, stay. Hey, please stick to the traps and the bandos that you used to. Listen, that's another thing too, Royce. They can't figure out how to take a pill. They can't figure out how to take a shot. They can't figure out how to take a patch. They can't figure out none of this shit, man. What's up with you, brother? What's going on?
What's good, bro?
I can't complain, man.
No, to answer your question though, which is a good point. But I've heard that question answered as far as you said, how are they having babies with niggas with no degrees and they the most educated? It's simple. Black women at this point it's super clear. Black women practice reverse natural selection, bro. You know, most species try to mate up the hierarchy in terms of their genes. Black women, for cultural reasons, have for long since been practicing reverse natural selection, where they actually prefer to mate with. Now they'll have sex with, productive, responsible, respectable black men when they feel like it. But the ones they want to mate with in terms of reproduce, they have to be lesser and dumber, which increases the chances they can have power and control over the family and relationship. Simple as that. That's just really what it comes down to. Once you accept that, then everything else makes sense.
Yeah, man. Listen, and shout out to old man. I'll reach out to old man and hit him up. I know he over on Rumble doing this thing, man. So I'll reach out to old man and see if we can set, if he got time, we'll set it up. Everybody talking about that. I'm gonna try and watch that either this week or later this week or some shit.
I gotta check it out too,
What's up, the second 88? What's up, brother?
Not much. Cool, and appreciate you reading the chat and keeping everybody, in the mix. I'm here, first time caller up on any YouTube shit, but you a real nigga, man. Well, not real nigga, but you a
No
real
disrespect, brother. I got you. I feel you. What's up?
yeah.
What you got for it,
So
brother? What you want to add to it?
the first part was you was talking about the entitlement of just walking up is one of them. That's what led to that video, the post that you had, right?
Uh-huh.
Chicks will walk up, and they're not black women, right? They not black women, but dude playing, he going off on the piano in a public place, and it's the entitlement of women just walking up and singing and just walking off. He just get up and walk off, like, bitch, why is you doing? Why y'all think it's just okay to just? And then somebody holding the camera like it's their moment, but it's he playing, you know what I'm saying? So the entitlement. So I can only imagine what it's like in the dating world. But the other part was I talked to an OG of mine, and he going through it with his son-in-law. He feel like his son-in-law should be doing more because the his daughter got a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Come to find out, he the reason he put his wife through school, and he looking at me like, and I'm sitting at him, OG, like, you seriously telling me it makes sense for your daughter to leave him after he just put her through school?
Hey man,
And
shout out
like,
to yeah, man. He's just y'all was just talking about daughter niggas. Listen, man, you daughter niggas gotta chill, especially the old heads, bro. This is the biggest problem with the old heads, bro. Bro, stay out of your daughter's business, bro. Once she married, all right. You again, you niggas not even going with the tradition of marriage. As a marriage, you as the man pass your daughter on to the other man that has her fucking, her provision and protection. You're not supposed you're not supposed to be going against that man, undermining him and planting seeds of fucking, that's horrible, dog. But go ahead, brother. My bad.
no, that was the cusp of it. Like I mean, he's military, ex-military. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the military. And I was talking about my man's in the chat. Like, bruh, when a man, when I see my guys going about that education, like, they really putting it to use. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's fair to say for the majority of the guys. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see what the stats is on that. If the majority of guys are using their degrees, so what that would look like. But man, the effort to push past whatever boundary circumstance Muggs is telling you, you can't do that, you can't do that. Shit, niggas going ham, bro. You can't put Trump in office and think niggas go. You know what I mean? Muggs going smack like at whatever opportunity is available. Like even when it comes to talking truth to power, like, you know what I'm saying, doing it in the course of these YouTube channels and stuff like that is helping me articulate myself in a way where I'm cussing you out without saying the words, because I'm listening to Aaron O, like, man, y'all gotta cut that cussing out. Like, y'all, it's YouTube University is pushing the agenda. Therefore, guys is making a real concerted effort. I'm seeing on a major scale. So shout out to y'all guys.
No, facts
Yeah,
though.
yeah, definitely appreciate you, bro.
No, I wanted to speak to the niggas with daughter point, because I think we touch on that a good amount, but I think it needs to be touched on more, because I used to give young guys, my nephews and shit, advice like, hey, don't date no bitch without no daddy, bro. If she got a daddy, it's a good chance you can work, so you can mold that clay. But but that's not enough no more, because I'm starting to realize we underestimate for especially for black women. Even if they got a daddy, meet the daddy and figure out what type of nigga he is. Because a lot of these bitches is nuts because of their daddies. They daddies that helped them become nuts. They done told them some crazy shit since the time they was little girls. and they come out here to us, and we like, what the fuck are you talking about? I done met niggas that done told their daughter, a real man will get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and come change your tires and do all type of crazy and fill your gas tank up and do all type of goofy shit just off GP. That's a real man. Don't accept nothing less. I done heard niggas tell their daughters this. So we got to recognize niggas' daddies be some niggas with daughters for real. So
yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. Listen, first time she tell you anything about what her dad said or any of this shit, and it's crazy. Yeah, man, leave that shit alone, bro. Go ahead and you know, let that go.
And if you got daughters, bro, don't be one of them niggas. I get you love your daughter and all that, but on some real shit, black men, we got to start to develop a better system for that, because we don't really. If you got a daughter, I'm sure you want her to be a wife and a mother and be a wholesome, respectable woman. And you got to treat it like that. Like you got to. It ain't a pleasure for no nigga to meet your daughter, bro. Fuck your daughter. I'm saying from men's point of view, generally, your daughter got to prove herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, we don't care about you. I mean, like, for real though, you need to be looking at it like, man, it'd be a pleasure if you took responsibility over my daughter, bro. Cause that's what it is. Ain't nobody. So black men with daughters, you got a baby girl you love and shit. It's cool to love her and all that, but don't fuck her head up, bro.
Facts. Absolutely. Facts.
Brother HM3, what's up with you, fam? What you got for us?
What going on with you, man, Mr. Fantastic? You know what I'm saying? Long time listener, first time tapping in.
For sure.
One of the main reasons I decided to chime in, dog, because I was just having a back and forth with somebody on Facebook. And he was kind of saying something to the effect of women don't respect a man if he don't got more achievements than her. And I said, since when? You know what I'm saying? You did what I'm saying? Now he's trying to base it upon, I guess, degrees or I don't know, whatever he deemed as an achievement. And my point to him was, my nigga, it's super successful men who got all these achievements, who became the best version of themselves, but even he gets tired of that funky ass attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And in so many words, he was trying to say, well, is it that she got a funky attitude because of her, or is it because of the achievements? Because we know women don't respect men if we don't got said achievements. I'm saying, nigga, I've known men who had respect, whether they had an achievement or no achievement. It was just how they carried themselves. And you can't change a woman who's just a disrespectful person at her core.
Well, I say on some real shit, bro. It ain't hard to be out-achieve a bitch, and bitches do respect men that have achieved more than them. But it ain't most men have achieved more than most bitches. These bitches aren't. We under this impression that these bitches out here doing all kick-ass amazing shit. They don't do nothing amazing, bro. If you ever jade a random bitch in the club and got her number, you out-achieve 90% of bitches.
Oh yeah,
they ain't ever achieved nothing. So we didn't, in this culture where they didn't spread this shit, this propaganda, like we in actual competition with these hoes. There's absolutely no competition. Most men are leaders compared to these bitches. So all this leader talk and they counting our achievements, bitch. You don't understand what men have to go through to achieve anything. So watch the fuck out. Y'all are not the referees of manhood. Get the fuck out of here. Shout out Edward Anderson. We got to stop letting bitches think that they even anywhere near. It ain't never been a competition.
Yeah, and just real quick, HM3, and that's the thing, man. I told you this is why we're attacked so much, because we the niggas that say, bro, what? Like, nigga, what? No, this shit's not even close. It's not even competition, bro. I listen, baby. I am not threatened by you. I'm not intimidated by you. I am not in competition with you. Listen, baby. I see you as a lovely female, and if you look good enough, you're a possible prospect, baby. That's it. Okay. Other than that, I'm not even paying attention to you for the most part. You feel me? So any woman I'm coming into contact with, and I'll have like romantic interest in you or so on and so forth, I am never intimidated, because at the end of the day, I don't want you for none of that other shit. I don't care. It does, you know what I mean? And if I don't want you, your degree is not gonna make me want you, baby. Okay, it's not.
quick
Plain
question
and
though.
simple. Plain and simple. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, quick question though. So I got younger siblings. Got a daughter I'm raising, like we was talking about earlier. How do you how do you approach that? Because you can't just say y'all bitches ain't doing that. How do you approach that genuinely asking them when they see, Jaden Daniels' mom, when they see women, excel in different, because they're established in fields where they absolutely have masculine characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
holding on to their son for dear life,
Mm-hmm.
for a life. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So how would you approach that tone? You know what I'm saying? Because
You talking about
you can't
explaining
talk
to
to.
your daughter? You talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like your daughter, your younger sister. I got a sister
Mm-hmm.
about 30 something. So it's like, how do you explain to them? Hey, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And man, like, if he ain't gonna be on my,
Look, you tell
okay,
them.
slow down, mama.
You tell them it's cool. Ambition is cool, but you need a man. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That's just we're gonna separate the two. Your first priority is to get a man. So all that extra shit you dreaming about is cool. You do that shit if you feel like doing it. You probably won't, but do it. You
So
can do it.
so so doing it is with a man is the only thing, because y'all was talking about it earlier, fantastic, when earlier this week, where it was like women to get together, what I'm saying, on some roommate shit. You don't think that they capable of business savvy, trying to link? Where we at with
No,
that?
no. So no. So this is what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
because it don't need to be the majority, right?
Well, no. Well, no. This is what I'm trying to say. So, and I think y'all. I think again, this is why these conversations are important, right? Listen, they're trying to circumvent the natural order of things, like Minister Propaganda just said, right? Compassionate Cal CNC just said, look, bro, men need women need men, right? Men
Right.
need women too, but women need men more so than men need women. Okay, women are dependent upon men by nature. Okay, so black women are the only group of women that try to tell the world that their men are underperforming, undesirable, not worthy, all of these negative things, right?
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time, we know you fucking them clearly. So niggas ain't
Yeah.
shit. Niggas ain't can't don't
Yeah.
want y'all ain't can't don't want theory, but y'all keep getting pregnant by them, even though they're not up to par. They're not, you know what I'm saying, they're not worthy. And then at the same time, now you're gonna have the child, and then you're gonna circumvent the man via, used to be, like you said, the traditional way was the government, you know, EBT, Section 8, government housing, you know, government subsidies. But now got so bad to where they're part-time lesbians, or it's what's the term? Somebody help me. It's a term. It's not a blended family, but it's
What?
something. So when you get two
Habitual
females.
side bitch.
No. So it's an actual thing, because they were talking about it. They had a story. I remember this. They had a story about this, and we covered it. I want to say, was it CNC? Was it 2022? I want to say it was 2022 or 2021. Right after, because women started doing it right after like the lockdowns and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And either way it was a certain term they used for two women with two separate families or whatever coming together.
Yep.
So them doing those things again is just to spite the black man, and now they get to say, well, you know, these men aren't good enough, so we just got to get with each other and figure something out. In the meantime, between time, what they still doing, especially they doing it that way. So at least in the lesbian relationship, for the most part, they can try and sell, even though we know they sneak dicking, that they
Yep.
not fucking with no niggas. But
Right.
now all you got now is two heterosexual women living together, that at some point in time it's gonna be a nigga in the picture, which also means what?
I was getting ready to say that, bro.
So so
God
you
damn.
so you saying it's no vision in it? It's no vision when
No,
two women get together.
It's
no,
It's
temporary, bro.
it is
It's
nothing. It's
temporary.
nothing but a coping. It's nothing but a coping mechanism and the
Yep.
ultimate feminist fucking grenade to try
Yep.
and spit in the face or thumb the eye of men. And I tell a lot of the shit that we got to start calling out, man, is that a lot of the shit black women do and promote. This is why they get a lot of stories, a lot of articles and shit. Because like I said, that shit came and went, right? Just like the same thing people forgot, and I had to pull the article up about black women saying they were more in tune with bisexual men. Black women actually wrote an article saying that.
Yep.
Black women wrote a fucking article talking about their desire to be with bisexual men because bisexual men were more in touch with their feminine side. They were more understanding, all this other shit. Lo and behold, now when we talk about the newest and highest rates of fucking HIV in women, you see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that go on because we cover the content and we do this shit. Motherfuckers don't know what the fuck we talking about because we actually cover this shit to be like, hey, whoa, y'all see this shit going on, right? And then the payoff comes down the line. And everybody acting like you crazy because they hadn't laid the foundation.
Let me say this: the newest research.
Hey, shout out to Cortez. There go a remix family. Shout out to fucking Cortez.
Go ahead, brother. I like habitual savage myself.
The newest research said, the newest surveys that just came out said 23% of women, black women under 30, identify as bisexual. That's almost a quarter. So 1 in 4. If you catch a group of 30-year-old black women together, it's a good chance one of them bitches is bisexual, which is fucking crazy, bro. So he not lying, bro. We do cover this shit, and it triggers. So if you got sisters and women that you trying to save, you love, you care about, you're gonna have to push directly. You got to be real blunt about a lot of this shit.
No, I got a wife. I ain't saving my sister. That's my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Your daughter, right by that. Y'all gonna have to be real blunt and cut through the bullshit and have some difficult conversations. Black men gonna have to get cool with having difficult conversations with women. I know niggas scared of their mama and all type of other shit, but you got to put that shit to the side. If you really love your daughter, tell her, like Fantastic said, hey, you need them first and foremost. We building you up to be somebody's wife, shorty. So all that power boss chick shit can come after that. You know what I'm saying? If at all.
But Tracy Ellis Ross said that's toxic though. That's old-fashioned thinking of why she likes to date young guys because men in her age range think of women as a prize or a possession.
Right.
You know,
this bitch 52.
Where that shit get her?
This bitch 52 with no kids and no husband and nobody knows who she dating.
Yeah, you know, she still got a big ass, but you know,
she's just an old bitch with a big ass.
Right. There's plenty of them, man.
I say this though. What up, Fantastic?
What up, baby?
The primitive part of a woman, they don't want to admit it. It's the reason why they're in trouble. Meaning, you just mentioned things that deal with logic and rational and analytical information and thinking, saying, okay, you want to deal with a bisexual man. Good luck on the fact that you're more likely to catch certain type of, STDs that are going to affect your life, for the long haul, because your primitive nature is, they're so more understanding and more, in their feminine nature and stuff. Baby girl, 2 + 2 = 4, not 5. It don't make sense for you to over talk about you want to date Jerome because he likes, like you said, getting in with another dude. You putting yourself at risk. The other part about it is the women that say they don't want to become a quote unquote a pick-me because they don't want the idea of being, I'm being controlled by a man that works and goes and he provides, he pays the mortgage, he pays the utilities, he takes care of the household, he sets standards, he sets discipline in the house with my children if we share them. They don't want that. They go off their primitive nature of dating, like you're saying, or more sleeping with a guy that don't got shit, don't got a pot to piss in nor window to throw it out of, and being proud to say, okay, well, he turned me on, so that's the reason why he got the cookie, and I had a baby by him, but he was the one that turned me. Okay. Like I said, they're going with their primitive nature. Nothing logical, nothing rational, nothing analytical. Just going with that mindset of a child when you're still 7 years old about why you don't like this and why you do like this. And that shows you they are very immature.
Hey, fellas, you gotta stop making the mistake, man. And treating these women like children, man. We gotta stop it, man. These women are grown, man.
Yeah,
we gotta understand that. Look, they just do what they want to do, man. Like, let's go back to the first man, the first woman. All the trees in the garden, man. He said, "Don't eat this one tree." What they do? They went over there and said, "Hey, man, munching on it." That's how they do, bro.
No,
they do what they want to do, and then they gonna give you some of it. That's what they gonna do.
The reality
they gonna eat from the forbidden tree and give you some of it, bro. That's exactly what they gonna do. So you gotta be careful out here, bro.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think we definitely don't want to make the mistake of thinking women is not logical. we know women are logical. If you ever had a bitch try to figure out if you was cheating on her, she does a whole bunch of logical shit, a bunch of detective FBI level work.
No.
They
I'm talking about
know.
stuff that makes sense though for her life's outcome.
No. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying they apply logic to it. We just got to accept what their actual goal is. They don't. It's not their base
So
nature.
they want to be a single baby mama by a
Yeah.
dude that doesn't have a steady job.
You black KP. Come on,
They
bro.
say that. That's what they say.
It's a cultural motif of black women that they want to be in control and powerful in their relationships. You can't do that shit with a nigga who's providing and on his shit. It's harder to do that. So you get a bum ass nigga. It's real simple math. They applying logic. They just don't say that because it sounds goofy as hell. So they say he's more attractive or he's they make up some shit.
I disagree to say the primitive nature because that means they're not putting no thought to it. If they're still acting off the fact they want to get with Pookie because he turns their faucet, so to speak, and see, oh, his motherfucker ain't got shit going for himself. Ain't no logic, ain't no analytical stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You misunderstanding. You saying they looking at Pookie and saying he turns them on. No, they looking at Pookie and saying this is the nigga I can get some dick from and control the relationship.
And control.
That's their primitive. They're going off their primitive nature.
No.
That's not primitive.
No, I see what he's saying. So no, it's not just primitive, like you said. It's
dysfunctional. Women do not they do not mate down. They like most women. A healthy minded woman is attractive to a more powerful and intelligent man.
Could it be
primitive?
Could it be primitive if it's early on in the capitalistic system? They just now getting their access to degrees and all this other kind of stuff, and now they trying to take advantage because even a grandmama. Even a grandmama didn't have a degree.
You even have the one like old girl a couple months ago who has the what's the I forgot her name. Fantastic Private remind me. 40-some-year-old chick that went and got artificially inseminated and had her baby.
Ebony K. Williams.
Exactly. She's educated, a judge. She has all the credentials in the world, but
she pimping niggas.
Her mindset's no different than the girl that's
with niggas at all.
Yeah, I'm saying she ain't. She
don't even like niggas. She was dealing with white boys. That's why she went to the thing. But real quick, hey, hold on a minute, fellas. Let me get Letitia. Letitia in here. What's up, Letitia? Letitia, you there?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, go right ahead and say what do you want me to speak about? I kind of just jumped in. I hear y'all are saying
just
women are
we
primitive.
can pick it up from the convo. We still just
the topic.
Yeah. Or whatever you want to talk about. So like I said, you can pick it up from where we were talking about on Twitter, or what's your disagreement or whatever, how you see it, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So for one, I think y'all are talking about a specific type of woman. Like,
okay.
I mean, when we talk about a woman who is more concerned with control, because I have seen women like that, and then what a man can do or his headspace, I feel like that's kind of bottom tier, in my opinion. But why are we grouping that? Like, why are we grouping all black women into that category?
Well, we aren't saying all, but we are saying most,
but
right?
In general, though, you see what I'm saying? Like, is it most?
Well, yeah. That's what we're gonna walk down, right? So do you know the stats of as far as like black women having kids and not having kids?
Yeah, but when it comes to that, it's like I don't think we can accurately determine how many men have children.
We ain't got to get into the stats. We can answer. I'll ask you a real simple question. Do you believe most black women are top tier?
Top tier? No,
I don't think you said it's low tier for women.
Yeah, I don't think any group of people are most top tier. I don't think that. So no.
So you think 50% of black women are top tier?
I think if I had to give percentages, I would say maybe most are mid-range.
You broke up. I ain't hear.
Yeah, she driving.
I mean, this is my question. What's the credentials to be considered top tier?
Everybody has issues. Every group of people has.
Hold on, love. Hey, Letitia. So you went through a bad spot and everything you said for the last 15 seconds. So go back like 15 seconds and pick up from there.
I'm sorry. I was saying I think that most are mid. Mm-hmm. I think most are in the mid range. I think it's some people at the bottom, maybe more than some would like, and I think it's some people at the top. like with any group of people, but I think most are
Right.
like, I mean, people have their, every group of people has their things that are just like
Of
very
course,
apparent to the outside,
of
you
course.
Yeah.
know?
So the
And I think,
problem, so this is the thing, though. This is the problem that happens. So especially from we're talking about the relationship dynamic and the choosing, patterns and habits of what Black women do. So
uh-huh.
we always had this conversation about where, okay, well, asked about the women. What do you think about the men? So do you think it's the same for men and women, or do you think it's more on the negative side for the men?
I would say it's around the same. It's some in the middle. It's some at the bottom, and I think a lot of times we get into talking about the bottom, like because
Okay, so that's what I'm at.
Right.
So do you
yeah,
think it's more so now we're in the same place. We're just trying to like corner this and get it into a place, right? So do you
okay.
think it's more Black men at the bottom than Black women, or more Black women at the bottom than Black men, or is it equal?
I don't know. I'm a say equal because I'm not in the dating market. So I
Mhm.
haven't been in the dating market in a long time. So
Well,
all
not
I
just
know
dating
is
market. Well, not just dating market. We're just saying overall. So single or relationships or whatever. We're talking about, like I said, and the basis of this came from the whole educational aspect of it. So
oh, we're talking
education,
about education.
finances.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well, not just that. Now, so we're talking about encompassing everything, like just
Mhm.
life in total. So what do you think when we look at life in total? Single, in a relationship, educated, non-educated, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Money made. Do you still see it as equal, or do you see it as greater or lesser
I'm gonna
than on
say
each side?
I'm gonna say it's equal, but I think each is lacking in different areas. So where we might be lacking in maybe relationships, right? Black men might be lacking in another area.
right. Well,
So
no,
I
Okay,
feel
like
like
what
I feel
though?
like it's equal, but I don't I don't know if I feel like most women are coming from a place where they want to control the situation. Like I
right.
said, I've had people like that in my life. I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, yeah,
But
fantastic.
do I
That's
feel
that's what
like
that's what she was referring. Just to clarify, Miss Ellison, I guess. I can't read your first name.
yeah.
I think she was referring to the point when we were speaking about, because she was making a claim that it's low tier. We're speaking about low tier Black women because only low tier Black women seek power in a relationship, and that's what we're trying to quantify.
Yeah.
What percentage of Black women seek power in a relationship?
So
If
so
that's
so
low
so
tier.
Tracy Ellis Ross is low tier then.
Yeah, she wants to dominate that
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
She like
exactly.
so
It's
from a relationship
not
aspect.
that would
Yeah,
be
so
not.
from a relationship aspect, that she's the
Yeah.
worst possible partner
Yep.
for a man. That's why she talked about freedom and all these different things.
So the whole
But
education thing and all that, going to
yeah,
Ivy League schools. If you got a mindset like Tracy Ellis Ross, you're no different than a Section 8 girl in the projects.
which is my point to the young lady. Like, okay, if that's the case, if Tracy Ellis Ross is showing some low tier attributes, which is trying to have power within a relationship with a man, I think a lot of maybe 75% of Black women seeking power in relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe a a minority. Maybe women like yourself are a minority within the Black female community in not seeking power. Have you considered that?
Have I considered that? No, I don't think I'm a minority, but I
Mhm.
do think that if a woman gets into a relationship with a man and the man is not sufficient in certain areas, then
Right.
sometimes a woman will try to take over completely.
okay,
Which,
okay, but just so hold on, let's say so that's a problem though. But do you not see the inherent nature in that? So I can understand balancing, right? Because like you said yourself, we all have shortcomings. Nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
So do you understand what we're saying though? You're kind of making our point when you say if the man lacks in a
Anything.
place, yeah, now the woman wants to
Wants
wants
to
dominate,
to
and
war
that's
over.
control.
that,
Yeah,
that
I
yeah.
think instead of what sometimes it goes like that, and I do agree they stick around and they shouldn't. But I think women be trying to like hold on to stuff. Is how I feel. I feel like if you feel the need to take over a relationship with the man, you should just move on, move forward. Because I don't think we should be having those urges nine
Okay.
times out of 10.
So okay, so you said you're not in the dating market. So are you just not dating, or are you in a committed relationship or married? If you don't
I'm
mind me asking,
I'm engaged. Yeah.
you're engaged. Right? Congratulations. Right.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
So
definitely.
Congratulations.
so that's what I'm. So this is what I'm saying, right? So that in itself, right? Well, I mean, we. How many times you been engaged?
What?
You
Great
gotta ask that
question.
question.
Captain
I don't blame them
Fantastic.
because they
Great
like to brag
question.
about I've been engaged
We
3
gotta,
times.
hey, we gotta ask that question.
Like saying I
So,
made it to the finals. I didn't win it though. Shoot.
yeah.
Yeah, she
So
probably the
no,
exception to the
so
rule. Fantastic. She's the exception.
No,
Somebody
yeah,
wait,
no,
proposed
no.
to her. She's
So,
the
no,
exception.
wait. This the
so
real
being,
thing.
yeah, so being that you're like I said, you're in a committed relationship, right? Do you have a degree?
No, but I'm in school.
Oh, you in school? Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Does he have a degree?
He's also in school.
All right, cool. All right, so you're fairly young, I'm guessing, like early 20s, mid 20s,
Mid 20s.
What y'all
mid
doing?
20s. I bet. All right, so congrats on that too, on your soon to be graduation. All right, so yeah, you're
Congrats on that as well.
yeah. So in your journey of going through school and living the school life, right? Um, do you see the disparity? Can you tell the disparity of black women to black men
Um, yes.
with the eye test, right? I'm just saying, just looking and tell, like, hey, it's black women, then white people,
Yeah.
everybody else, and then a low amount. So how did you manage to, I guess, find find your man in the setting? You feel me? This is what I'm saying, right? So you're finding a black man that's going to be educated, all right?
He is
I'm pretty
black
sure.
though, right? You didn't ask that, fam. He is
Oh
black.
yeah, he black, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. I was like,
Great
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Boy, y'all.
yeah. That was hey,
I
hey,
can put the stone down
Yeah,
now.
you got to check, man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hey, is he black or Patrick Mahomes black?
No,
Yeah.
It's too good to be true.
no, but nah. So you were able to find a black man in this situation. So this is what we're saying, right? Knowing that it's such a rarity, right, to see that situation or come across that black man. Do you find women having the conversation, other black women having the conversation about the lack thereof, them being incapable or unable to find a black man that's educated in school or whatnot, or already with a degree?
Yeah.
Is that
For sure.
so black women actually aren't just saying this on the internet? In real life, they're saying they desire men that are college educated.
I mean, even if it's not college educated, I know a lot of women do want somebody college educated, right? But even if it's not college educated, then successful in some aspect or have your head on straight in another area,
Yeah.
because when I met him, he was doing real estate and he has his dealer's license. So he has
Uh-huh.
other things going for him. He just wanted to go to school. I feel like,
Okay, so originally he didn't he just started going to school, but when you initially met him, he wasn't in school.
yeah, I mean, he's almost done now, but yeah, when I met
Cool, I
him, he
got you, no
wasn't in
problem.
school.
So that's what I'm saying though. So this is what so when you started dealing with him, he wasn't, he just it's just something he ended up doing, but he wasn't already in college.
No, but he was
Okay.
upward
Wait,
bound,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So
And,
especially if you're saying, real estate and dealers as in
he can
Car.
buy.
real estate, or dealers in cars.
Yeah, cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that's entrepreneurship, right?
mm-hmm.
So that's what we're
Hmm.
saying. So even he is what we're talking about. How are you going to shame a man for finding an early way into being financially stable and sound? You
Exactly.
feel me?
I don't shame it. I just think that
Well,
a lot of
not
times,
you personally, and
No, not you.
I
Not you.
don't like doing this, but I just want to so don't feel like I'm you're kind of speaking on behalf of black women, and I know you're not all black women, so that's why I'm trying to get a feel of what you're hearing, right, from your cohorts and your peers.
hmm
So when we say these things, and this is the reason I made the post, a lot of the stuff that we're hearing on the back end, and maybe you can run this by him and ask it, is that black women are talking down to black men because you don't have a degree, despite, like, in your fiance situation, what the hell he needed a degree for?
Exactly.
hmm
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is something he just could have done because he wants to do it, and he has the capital to be able to afford it himself, or he don't have to. He's not as dependent as somebody fresh out of high school or anybody else would be, as in government loans and all these different things. So what we're saying is, I'm being disqualified no matter how successful I am, because I simply don't have a piece of paper. And black women are the only group of women that are doing this, when all men of all races go to college less than the women they're attached to. Did you know that?
No.
Facts.
So so I think a big part of it too is ignorance. And again, ignorance isn't a bad thing, it's just simply not knowing. But black women love saying this to black men, and they don't know that all men go to college less than women because men have to try to find a way to make money as soon as possible. You feel me? Versus put it on a 4 year or more break, you know what I mean, and then start the whole process over again and sell yourself, or try to get recruited for a job
Well,
that's going to pay
let
you
me
when
ask you this.
early.
Fantastic. Let me ask you this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you in school? Were you was in school before he was in school? Or y'all went in together type shit?
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, he started, and then I started like immediately after.
Oh, okay, sure. All right.
So
Yeah.
pretty much the benefit of this is she's going like the quote unquote the Becky route. A lot of white women, we've always said, when they go to college, they've admitted they're not going to school just for the graduation factor of getting the degree. They're going there for the fact of hopefully they'll meet a up and coming, upward moving man.
Yeah.
Upwardly mobile.
Yeah, upward moving man. So they could be like, okay, I could attach to him if I graduate in my respective major. That's a
Hmm.
bonus. But I now
Yeah.
have a guy who's going to be in the field of labor, a career field for the next 20, 30 years plus. And if I'm a decent woman of character and being, he'll want me to be his wife, and we'll have a great life together. Versus the competition factor with black women and black men. Oh, I gotta get more than he's got, so I gotta be pushing this kind of car, or I gotta be
Yeah,
having this kind of house, so I can
because
say
black women want a partner, bro.
exactly that scene in
Mhm.
Boys in the Hood with Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett. It's a perfect example. Remember the coffee scene? She was trying to show she had bigger balls than him, and that's the reason why he was like, okay, that's why we're not married no more. We share a son together, and that was in the late '80s when that movie came, or early '90s. He was like, yeah, you think that you're your own man. Yeah, that's why we're not together no more. And she was talking about, I'm getting back, going to school, and do better. That's why she put her son back with him when he was 12 or 13.
How the fuck is
That
this
that
nigga
that
coming?
aspect like that happened so much in the last 20 years because that was like a template to which
I blocked
even
this.
the upward mobility woman felt, I don't need no man. I can do it on my own.
I think
And
a
it's like,
lot of.
And
sorry about it.
I'm thinking it's a bit more primitive because I love that word. I looked it up. It's saying early in nature. You're seeing the women who went to school, coming out of it, no man, all that kind of. You're seeing that play out now. It's primitive in nature to think you gonna be a nigga partner. That's early. That's early capitalism. I'm thinking
No,
because
Uh,
there was you can't talk back to Big Papa. You couldn't do it.
it ain't early.
He had it on lock.
It's
I have a
in a,
question, y'all.
go ahead, go ahead.
So, okay, this is my thing. I feel like a lot of women do want men who are leaders, but I feel like a lot of men want to lead and they're not leaders. They don't have leadership qualities.
Great.
So,
and that's the
To be
issue
a
is
husband
Hold on, hold
ain't
on,
to become a
hold on,
leader
hold
automatically.
on, hold on, fellas. Hold on. All right. So explain. So okay,
Yeah,
we get a little bit more details. So did you grow up with a mom and
yeah,
dad?
I was about to go there. Fantastic. I'm glad you brought that up.
yes, yeah, I did.
So you grew up in a 2 parent household.
No, they weren't together, but I had both of them in my life.
Okay, so you had both. All right,
That's
cool,
good
cool.
enough
So
for
so
us.
so
That's good enough.
so split. All right, great. And you had a good relationship with your dad.
Hmm.
Cool. So you have the input of a man. So okay,
Exactly.
what? So for you, what's a good leader to you?
Um, for one, I need to be able to trust your judgment and your
Okay,
decision making skills.
okay,
I need you to be able to think logically for not just yourself, but if you're going to be the leader of the house, everybody in the household.
okay,
Um, and I think that even played a part with to me because he kind of encouraged me to go to school. Actually,
okay.
Mm.
yeah. So I think it's being able to make quality decisions all around.
Okay, and do you think that's majority or minority? So you're saying a minority of black men are capable of doing that?
I don't know if I would say a minority, but I would say all the men who want to be leaders and want to lead someone are not sufficient leaders. So
But
I mean,
So
maybe
so
but it's
well, no,
fantastic.
let her answer. So what? Finish saying what you were saying.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say majority or minority, maybe somewhere in the middle, if I had
So
to
50-50?
guess. Yeah, yeah, sure.
You love that 50-50. So no, we gonna have to press it
Yeah, it's
beyond that.
playing in the middle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Uh,
okay, maybe 40.
So
Judge Fan,
Well,
for,
women may be logical, but they're
hold
not
on.
scientific. Fantastic. I don't know if you figured that out yet. They're not scientific.
Well, no, it's cool.
Like you said,
That's
they
what
got
we
that
walking
analytic.
it. So it's cool. So you're saying 40% are leadership material or 40% are not?
40 are.
All right,
I,
so minority. Okay.
I,
So
I, I,
60 40,
uh,
60 40. Okay. Okay. So would you say what percentage of black women would you say were good followers?
Mm.
yep.
Um,
Boy,
naturally,
y'all on it tonight.
Uh-oh.
Hold on,
Uh-oh.
hold on.
Uh-oh.
No, let her answer. No problem. Yeah. What just whatever. However you want to get it. What,
naturally are willing to be
Good
like,
disciples.
no. Actually,
um,
what percentage of black women are good followers?
I'm gonna say maybe 35.
35%.
Mm-hmm.
So now you understand what you just did. So now there are far more, hold on. There are far more women that aren't good followers than there are fucking men that aren't good leaders. Well, not far more, but there are more. So even if we were to make everything all equal, and we would beg to differ and say it's way more than
Yeah,
that.
I
Okay?
would
With
definitely
our
can I
say.
life experience,
can I ask her a
with our,
question?
Well,
well, hold on. We gonna walk it down. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bombard her because it's
Here
by
again.
itself.
Right.
And I appreciate your time, love. I greatly appreciate you
yeah,
for
we
coming up and having
appreciate
this
you for being up here.
Really do.
conversation.
Yeah,
No
good to see
problem.
you.
So this is what happens a lot of the times, right? So whenever a black man steps into the situation and say, "Hey, I'm experiencing this, and this," and I keep running into it. Oh man, you just complaining. Oh nigga, you just ain't him. Oh nigga, you just ain't. You ain't enough this. You ain't enough that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no motherfucking riz. Your money ain't right. You get
Hmm.
hella excuses as
Emotion.
to you keep going across the same situation. And this is the pool that black men have to pick from, right? Not to mention, we add, like you said, the biggest contention that people had a problem with was the single mother aspect to it, right? So if a
Mm-hmm.
woman has kids, a man is already starting out with only 40 some percent of the women to pick from. So it's less
Hmm.
women without children than men without children. So you see the disparity in that and the issue in that just even starting off.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this, right? When I met him, I don't think I was just the most willing to follow. Like I wasn't very combative, but it's a lot of things I feel like I learned in a relationship. So I feel like you don't have to be the most submissive woman in the world to be willing to like see, okay, this man has good intentions.
Yeah, but
And
basically you're saying he had to prove himself
Mm.
outside
Did,
of
did he
what he
did he have to
already
meet
was.
did he have to meet the template of how your father was? Because sometimes the one detriment of a young lady that comes from a two-parent house with a father there being there is the boyfriend or whoever the fiance. You said gaining the trust by her seeing the same attributes in him as she sees in her father. So
mm,
did he meet that criteria?
no, I love my dad, but my dad, I wouldn't date anybody like my father, to be honest.
The bad sign.
Do you think that's an indictment on
Yo, your mother.
your
Yes, thank
your
you.
mother's selection
Yeah.
Well,
You
or
have
judgment?
I don't know, because they met in high school. My mom and my dad
Okay.
met in high school, so he hadn't developed into exactly who he was going to be when they had me.
No, but I mean, don't you think that's still an indictment on her poor choice of
Well, high
selection?
school, they're young. They don't know
Um,
better. Young and
am
dumb.
I don't know if I would say that.
Because you
I'm
know
not
what
gonna put it
people,
on my mom. I feel like it's a two.
because go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on my mom. Because like I said, I know how rough my mom's upbringing was, and I know she met him in high school, and they were young. So like, I'm
Mm,
happy I have my father in my life. I don't think he's a bad man.
yeah.
Don't you don't think that's weird that you gave your mother grace but not your father?
Yeah,
You
that
don't
is
think
kind
I
of
gave
weird.
my
Yeah.
dad grace? I said my dad is a good guy.
No,
But you
but you
wouldn't date
said
his type of
yeah.
being.
You said
did
if
your
I said what?
So,
You
did your
wouldn't.
so now let me I can walk it down for you. So what you did was you were very descriptive and explanatory as to like the shortcomings of your dad, right? And then everything you said about your mother was
She had a
responsive.
hard life.
So you
Empathetic.
said your mother had a rough upbringing, but you
Yeah.
said your dad had not developed into the man that he was going to be. You feel
Yeah.
me? So
Uh-huh.
so
But she
again,
hadn't
even,
developed into the woman she was gonna be either. And my
Did
dad
your
yeah,
also
but
did
that's
did
both
have
but
a
you
bad
but that's
upbringing.
I got you. But listen what I'm saying. But that's not what you said for your
right,
mom. You
right.
blame or not, I'm not say blame. You explain it to us as if she
Uh-huh.
was a victim of circumstance. You feel me?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
dad, though, you didn't say the same thing. You said he had not yet developed. So this is what we're talking about in real time, and we're so conditioned as black people to not even understand it's okay to slight the man just instinctively. And we're not saying you're purposely doing this, but I think a lot of the time because the culture has been built that way, people don't even understand it and realize it. And that's what we're in the process of doing. Pointing out a lot of the habits and the very, very small things that say a whole lot that need to change in order for black men and black women to get on the same page. You feel me?
The notion of, okay, your mother went through a lot, but it's like your father wasn't isn't your
As though
father a
his life didn't have
byproduct
any
of his own
no
environment?
trials and tribulations.
You said that, yeah, you said they both met in high school, and this is why I talk about people never. I heard Tiosan Johnson always talk about this. He says black men are like white men without the privilege, right? Like we experience all the projection of misogyny, and we ain't this, that, and the third. We're oppressive, but with none of the privilege, right? And when you said that, it was like you said you quick the immediately it was almost borderline instinctual. Like I would never want a man like my dad, but then it's like my
But he
mom,
was
she
there. That's the weird part.
yeah, you're like,
Wow.
oh, my mom had it rough. It's like, but you never question, okay, the character of your mom. And I'm not trying to get on you. It just proves a point. Like this whole thing of even with school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always, I would say if it wasn't for my mom, I would have probably never been able to. I don't think there were probably been enough black women around me that have that much empathy that cared about my education, because we're socialized in the black community really not care about what the boys do, right? They're
Yeah.
always pushing the boys into special ed. I could tell you from prime experience, a lot of the girls I dated, whether you want to say maybe that's my selection or not, but my education, if I say, hey, I gotta study, it's like it was just an afterthought, right? Because right now I'm doing my master's, so I have the
Oh.
education, but like,
Congratulations, G.
Yeah, that's
thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing
Congrats.
my MBA, but to get to that point, like I could give you a prime example. One of my exes said, I felt she told me word for word. We weren't even 23, 24 at the time. We were both still living in our parents' house, respectively. Right? She said, I feel like it's unfair for me to wait for you to finish school. Right? So it's like when I and then like now I'm processing that, right? And that in of itself is an issue right there. And we go in a deep dive on it. But then to see like black women talking about, oh, why black men are not in education, it's like most black women, they always talk about Obama. Most black women would never wait for an Obama. They would never, if you had a choice between an older dude that had money. I'm not saying you per se, but an older dude that had money, or a scammer, or somebody that was getting to the money, and a guy that's in law school. It takes like 7 years to graduate from law. They're gonna choose the easy money. It was never this whole it's kind of a how should I put it? It's very disingenuous when people talk about education, because from my experience and from a lot of my friends' experience, I had a friend, he was dating a girl, she left him for a scammer, right? Because he could be able to buy bags. But by the time he was done, last I spoke to me, he passed his civil engineering test. Most black women in college, I've dated either girls that were college educated, or we were both going to school at the same time. A lot of them are not dating dudes on campus. A lot of them are either dating their boyfriend that either dropped out of high school or is just not doing nothing with their lives because it's like, okay, that's convenient, whatever. The sex may be good or what have you. They're not really dating guys on campus. You don't see black women
And
flocking towards the engineering department, flocking towards the accounting department to find where are these black men that they can date, right? They're not really going towards that. And then by the time they come out of school, they're saying, oh, they can't find the man. It's like you were never really looking for them in the first place.
Exactly.
Quick
well, they were
question: Where
going for
was
the
he
they were going
at?
for the instant gratification from one, and the other part about it is we talk like say with Obama, Michelle might have waited for him, but still she waited as some form of a selfish agenda. So you don't really want to deal with a person in general, man or woman, that only looks for you for their benefit down the long haul. Say, okay, I'm gonna stay with him, I'm gonna stay with her because she's gonna become a doctor or he's gonna become a lawyer. That's a selfish agenda. If they're with you for you when you didn't have nothing to begin with and you grew and your potential and you got in a career field, that's beautiful. But if someone's with you just for the fact of what you can benefit them down the line, we see this with athletes and stuff like that, then like you said with the girls on the campus, then one day the guys going to school for engineering and stuff. Hey, that's perfect. That's showing their true character. They like the instant
but
gratification.
you gotta understand their
They want the
mothers
dope.
are both lawyers.
They want the dope boy lifestyle. Like the whole thing with like the power ghost type man. They want the guy that's the dope boy who's sophisticated, dresses in a 3-piece suit, and is dangerous.
I'm
Okay.
trying to see where y'all get that from, though.
As right here,
Go ahead.
where was your man at
Hold on.
become a civil engineer at? What state?
Oh, so he was going to City Tech in Brooklyn.
New York. God damn it, got him again.
No, but we gotta accept the simplest.
Hey,
So hold on.
excuse me. No, I just want to ask a question. So, I heard a brother say that you know, you don't want a woman that's gonna wait with you until you become something. So, how do we separate just the loyal chick who's staying down with you versus that what you just spoke on?
There's a certain. So this is the thing because Fantastic probably see this. Agree with me on this. When you are in a field, say military or any type of field in which you might make decent income, security, you'll start seeing folks coming at you. Often, like the movie Officer and a Gentleman. You know, she sees you on the up and coming. She'll try to make her move. You gotta be very vigilant. That part inside you realizing she's not with me because of me. She's with me what I'm gonna become. So it's her selfish agenda. She's not trying to be a good woman in me, and we can build something and marry and have children and build a legacy of family. Because down the line, she might get what she wants and then initiate divorce and take like that joke from Dave Chappelle said when he told the guy, "Don't give that chick. She's gonna take you for half your stuff," and that's what happened.
This is the easiest way to separate it is just accepting a simple concept that it's definitely every woman is dealing with you because you benefiting her.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get exactly.
Be on the safe side. Just have that mentality.
I think most men don't have a problem with that though.
Well, no, we got to recognize like what you was describing, Azriel. Like, the women ain't going to the engineering departments on the colleges. They're not trying to mate with the niggas we think they should or would logically should. Which should tell us something. The simplest answer sometimes is the easiest answer is sometimes the right one. Clearly, they're not doing that because they're not going to college to meet civil engineers. They're going to college to not need a nigga. That's what black women go to college for.
Yeah.
So they go to college to meet the football player. Because they know he's gonna be out in the NFL in 1 year. I mean, I've seen it.
Well, yeah, that's like one half of 1% of a lucky bitch.
Exactly. There's only 5,000.
No. But see, hold on. See, this is the whole point. Women, I was on the college campus with a football culture, bro. And I can tell you, women, they just wanted to get with the football players, bro. I'm telling you.
But there's only 1,700 NFL football players.
It's only
again.
It's only
you thinking like a man, but hold on, you thinking like a man. You're not thinking like a woman. Women are not scientific. See, you look at the percentages, and women don't keep up statistics. They don't do that. They just look at the fact. Oh, he look like
you're right.
See, you get too scientific, bro. They not scientific.
The simple situation, what we facing is with the college shit with black women is very simple. It takes a certain sophistication in a woman to be able to pick an engineer and be able to play a long game for some long security. Black women are not very sophisticated.
Yep.
They go to college to get out and become a nurse and take care of their fucking self. They do not go to college to network or none of that shit.
And the funny part, when you mention that, their counterparts, say Asian women, white women, of course, in that same field, medical, nursing, will say to themselves, Keisha, she uses that name again, but she's not married. She's 27, 28. Nah, she's single. She has no children, but she's a career woman.
White bitches and the Asian bitches,
they look at it like backwards. So
they don't give a fuck about. They see black women and they getting a doctor and they
they're like she's working it backwards.
They're not wondering
why. The S word that's as bad as submission is service. When I got with my girl and she knew I was out cutting grass around the neighborhood and all that other kind of stuff, I said, "Shawty, you want to roll with me?" She was out with me. got down with me.
Yeah.
I say,
That's a good woman. That's a
here's
good
your
character
cut.
show.
I said, here's your cut. She said, what I need that for? And been rocking with me since then. We've been exercising since then. The small stuff of service,
Yeah.
finding yourself
Yeah.
in vibration, meeting him right
Yep.
there where he at.
You
Or getting a little bit ahead of him to give him that pat to say, okay, you said you was gonna do this. I thought you was gonna do this. Because I like what a girl said. I don't know if y'all like doing names on this show. Fantastic, but girls say, yeah, femininity is the test. The test the nigga. You can't come around. I can't. Well, the scary part is, like I said, the primitive nature of capitalism and women coming into the workforce in waves is the fact that she gonna look at you after some point and say, "Oh, okay, who's else doing what for who?" And social media too. This shit is primitive in nature. Ain't nobody dealt with this except this generation.
Uh,
But see,
it,
if you get a woman where y'all work together, that's cool. Like Obama, they both lawyers. So if you working together, or if you got two engineers in the same field, they
yeah.
working together. That's good. So therefore, you got a common
And
interest.
it's equally
But like a
yoked.
lot of these women, man, they majored in liberal arts, and they not going after no engineer. That's the
Criminal
long game. They gotta
justice.
wait 4 years. Nah, they rather
Social
give
work.
them who they think gonna go see. They really think that dude is gonna go to the NFL, the NBA. They really think that. I'm saying I'm not even playing with you, bro. They really think like that. And it don't matter what the stats say. It don't matter it don't matter about none of that. All they care about this dude got a chance
They
to,
they think they
to
think like the kid is saying, I'm gonna play in the NBA, not realizing your chances of being an NBA basketball player is this small. Yeah,
say you
I'm gonna
gotta.
marry me an NBA ball
I
player, sweetie.
mean, well,
I,
hey,
I was gonna say this though, real quick. I think the biggest issue, I think, because I've had disagreements with a lot of other men about this too. We don't teach the younger black woman delayed gratification. We don't, and we don't tell them no.
At
Like,
all. At
yeah,
all.
we tell
First
them
of
no.
all,
You can't.
it's real.
The,
Who is we? Black
yeah,
men raise
Yeah,
black.
I know. I
Well,
take that
I
blend.
mean,
well,
as a
that's not
collective,
something.
like collectively. I'm just talking
Yeah,
about.
that's
You take
not
your kid in
something.
front of a TV to babysit it.
So yeah, so hold on real quick,
You
and then
know,
I'm gonna get her in because you had a question. Appreciate your patience, love. So yeah, that's not something for the men to do to the women. That's something for the women to do for the
yep.
women.
No,
So
no.
that's
Caretakers,
Let me flesh
nurturers.
out. Let me flesh out what I was gonna say, because
uh,
what they do is say, we tell the young men, oh, don't worry about women until you can take care of one, right? But then it's like they tell the woman, oh, you're young, don't worry, you'll live, you're too young to settle down, still have, like, learn about yourself, basically, aka ride a cock
Get your
cart.
bag, work for
Like,
yourself. Yeah.
I made a point on somebody's stream one time, and I remember they had Austin up, and every woman were coming up trying to question Austin. They were like, "Oh, you better not go over to these other countries and waste these women's time." And then I was like, "Hold up, this was literally around the same time when Lori Harvey was going through niggas like a pair of shoes." And I was thinking to myself, "Isn't that interesting? Like, they went out of their way to tell him, don't waste these women's time, or don't play around with women from other countries. But when it come to Lori Harvey, they were like, oh, do you, girl, you can do whatever you want. Like, oh, she's still young, she's still got time, she's still learning her stuff. And this is what I'm trying to say, is the whole concept of, we don't tell them, hey, you need to find a man, right?
I don't even say hold him the black man.
hey man, don't you see what they doing, man? They want you to become a simp. That's what they want you
Exactly.
to do. I mean, you can't see what's going on, man. They don't want you to mess with that foreign woman because they know if you stay in the States, you're gonna become a simp. They know this.
Well, I
You
agree.
gonna
I
pay
agree,
for the
but
date, you gonna pay for the ring, you gonna pay for the house. They already know this is gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I
I
mean,
agree,
yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
clear.
They got game from their grandmothers. Oh, you get to America, this is what you do.
No, that's clear. It's clear. I mean, it's clear cock blocking. But to your point, Eric, I'm not even trying to be a smart ass. We got to recognize when we say we, like what we got to teach the next generation or the younger women or the younger men. Black women have control of 70%
Thank you.
of the
Thank you.
black children, and they have
Yes.
had control for like a couple decades now, bro.
50 years and see
Black
how it's
women
turned
are
out.
not. It's a reason why Lori Harvey gets away with shit, and we got all
My
these double
mom
standards
used to
that
be a
don't make
dope
sense.
girl.
Black men are not putting any input into motherfuckers that are adults now. They were
Yep.
raised by women, bro. So
Yep.
at this point, we still don't have control of the children. So
Lori,
ain't
Lori,
gonna be no we need to teach them better any fucking thing. That's why these
Lori,
bitches be telling niggas need to mentor these kids and shit.
Lori
Because
Harvey came from a tree where her mother taught her
Taught her the game.
get on your pretty privilege. You know, her
Yeah,
mom
taught
used
her
to
the
date the
game.
biggest dope boy in Memphis, so she didn't come from a Claire Huxtable type environment of be educated and go off of your substance as a human being. No, if you look good, use that to your advantage, sweetie, and she has. Don't get me wrong, she's done it. So when people
I
say, "Oh, Lori
mean,
Harvey might be this," look from the tree she comes from. You know, her
black
I
men,
mean,
stepfather's
black
been
men
hey,
married.
need
I was gonna say the same thing could be said for the Kardashians. Like the mama took
Exactly,
them out.
exactly.
Hold on,
Get off
hold.
your pretty privilege. It's
So I
simple.
got a
So all right,
question.
hold on. So hold on. Letitia, you remember what she was about to say?
I was just gonna say, I think, well, to respond to what he just said, I think that's the problem. Like, if women have been the ones, like, with the kids more so, I don't think kids just need a mother. I think they need both. And that's why
Absolutely.
the generation has been the way that it is. But I think, like, we shouldn't be like, okay, well, women fucked up the kids. I think we should be like, okay, we clearly need both parents there.
right.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing, and this is the crux of the discussion that I was starting on Twitter, right? And this is what I'm saying. The mothers are having the kids because of the men that they're having the fathers with. I mean, they're making the fathers of the kids, right? So ideally, all right, in a in a better situation, it's never perfect. But if you pick a quality man, a man that shows himself to have the leadership skills you're talking about, right? Be trustworthy, be honorable, be all those things. We then don't have the issue of where we have to try and make up, as like Compassion and Callus was saying. The problem is these women are having children with men that are nothing like the men they want to help raise them, and
Exactly.
then they're complaining to the men that don't want to help raise them
Yep.
because I got my own kids. Okay,
Anthony
even if I
Edwards
don't
types.
have my own, even if I don't have my own kids, it's my right to want to do this. If you can't make me do anything. I'm not a
Yep.
fucking teacher. I'm not a teacher. I got my own thing going on and so on and so forth. And most importantly, I'm not being respected. So if I'm not being respected and I'm told because I worked a 9 to 5 job and I don't have a degree and I'm not this, not that, I like to call it the ain't can't don't want theory. What incentive do I have to help a complete and total stranger that's not going to give me any credit for what's going on? Okay. Even when I do it, or to the point of where I'm only going to be limited to the point as to where I have just enough, but not enough influence, because this is what brothers have said also. If a brother gets too much influence and he has too much of a change on, especially a little boy situation, the moms will snatch him out of the situation because now she's losing control over her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck her servant, right? Her
Fantastic.
servant, her protector, her
That-
son, husband, the little man. You know what I'm saying?
But
That she's in like
that's the
this.
most important piece, Fantastic. To answer
Yeah,
her question, she was saying we shouldn't give up on them. You're right, but we're forgetting a lot of black mothers are playing fucking defense. We got to
Yep.
put in that the equation. They are purposefully
Quote
trying
unquote
to
Jaden
lessen.
Daniels type mothers.
They're trying to lessen the influence of the black man as we're having this conversation. So sure, okay, all of us on the panel don't give up on the black community, and let's continue to try to convince these women to give us influence. They're deliberately and working tirelessly to limit as much control and influence the average black man has on their children. So
Because
that's the case. You can't, I mean, because
Can
the math don't math.
I just
the
want
unfortunate part.
to. I wanted to clarify something real quick. Do you mind, Master? Is it Master P?
Master
No.
P.
Yeah, Mr. KP. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we say black women in college, I don't know what percentage of women it is. I'm pretty sure it's not the majority of black women.
Mhm.
Do we think the majority of those women are going to college because of their fathers. Are they fathers in their life?
No.
No,
Nah.
no.
No.
Just so in the black culture, unfortunately, we've been raised. You got to get it on your own, young lady. You can't trust no man, unfortunately. Especially if you come from a household where your father figure wasn't in the picture at all, or he was limited. He wasn't nothing of admirable being. So it teaches the child, the girl especially, I gotta get this on my own because I can't trust the man because my daddy won't there. And if he was there partially, he wasn't the greatest role model. So I can't trust. So that's why I always say sometimes it comes to, I hate to be like sound elitist to a certain degree when it comes to dealing with a person, look at their family stock. If you find somebody that comes from a Cosby Show type household and she has a father figure that she could use as a role model, she's more times, not saying it's 100%, but more likely, 60-70% more likely to be more not use the word submissive, but she knows the template of how she can go about being a wife. If you
They
want
don't
to,
want nobody like their father.
no, 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 no. If he's not admirable, if he's like a Carl Winslow type or whatever, even a James Evans. I had a thing to say, well, you come from a Cosby Show household, a Family Matter, or Uncle Phil. You have to have a man figure in that house that shows some type of discipline and has some type of just his overall energy of being of the masculine male in the house. Now, if she doesn't have that, like I said, she's going to go to school with the mindset of I'm doing this for myself, and this is not before she even has children. And when she has children, she's even more, I got to get this for me and my kids. So then, okay, you got to deal with that certain type of energy. But if she comes from a household where she has a father figure and she had a decent relationship with him, she has a template. That template shows her, okay, this is
The
how a
template
man,
was the
hopefully,
template was
that I
lazily
meet.
set because we was barely led as
I'm
men
saying,
coming
I'm
up
saying,
as
and what
men.
caused that? What caused that was, and we talked about this 1,000 times. Fantastic knows I'm about to go. Is when the opportunity for women to have their own chances in the late '60s and early '70s. They said we don't want the man in the house. We can raise these kids on our own. Now I still
But
work my
we,
job till I
I'm
get
raised in a sit. I'm sorry.
exactly. I'll get public assistance, welfare, whatever you have, and I'll raise my kids, not knowing you're raising your kids in a substandard
But
lifestyle.
see, KP, why
Hey
don't
bro, hey
why
bro,
don't we
hey
why
bro.
don't we
I
accept?
understand what you said. I had this girl, man, in my neighborhood, came from a good family home, middle class, mom and dad, everything. Went on to
And she
college,
was
got
getting
pregnant,
done
But she
dirty.
was the
got
exception. I know you
pregnant
got it.
the
She was
first
she was the she
semester,
was
bro.
the she was the
First
Rudy of the group.
semester.
As long as you don't come home with no babies, pops
Yes.
weren't saying shit. That's what I'm trying to
Even
understand. You was paying for them all through your life, whether you was involved or not, whether you
even
was a father or not. Your mother ran the house. She go off to college.
yeah,
She get dick down.
yeah.
Don't want no man because she can't find one that's making I don't know the difference between a scammer and a civil engineer. Fuck is we
I'm
talking about?
telling
I'm
you, man,
serious.
these
I'm
women,
telling
man,
you,
they
men
make
was
their own
involved all
decisions.
through this process, dropping the fucking ball.
They do. They make their own. See, I see the thing about men. You know the problem with us men, man. We haven't realized these women are making their own decisions, man. That's the problem we haven't figured out. We really have
No,
not
we
figured out.
financing they poor decisions. Is what we doing. Hey,
Man,
Joe, go ahead and
that's a
change
good
my
way of
name,
putting
Mr.
it.
Fantastic. I'm a husband myself. I'm over here dropping whatever I got to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
We're what's the word? We're imposing it. Like we're giving them the tools to screw themselves if we ain't guiding them properly.
Yeah.
The system,
Yes.
the system, whether pops was in the house or not, we was dealing with a family of men, a series of men who say, "Go ask your mama."
Hey,
Some
bro, let
bullshit.
me go ahead and give you the facts. Let me go ahead and give you the facts of history, bro. That's why for thousands of millions of years, the father always chose the husband for his daughter. That's why they was
Yes.
doing it
Thank
for
you.
so many years.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
women
you.
could not do it.
Thank
They
you.
don't know
They
how
ain't
they
been doing it over
cannot
here in this
choose, bro.
country.
Yeah,
They ain't
yeah,
been doing it in
but
this country.
yeah, but that's over with. So I don't like doing that. I don't want to go to that. We're not in a arranged, and we'll never be back in an
They
arrangement.
did it for a
Right.
reason, man.
But look at their
That's
cultures.
all I'm
The
saying.
folks that still do that, their cultures are still intact.
Yeah, but that's, and like I said, that's few and far in between. Even with the cultures of it, but I mean, it's never going to be adapted. But
No,
so
hell no.
I don't like going that route. But
I
Letitia,
was
you was
gonna
about to say something?
ask. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just gonna ask because y'all were saying women don't gravitate towards the engineering department as an example when in school. But I was gonna say, do you guys feel like it's more men in the engineering department are doing that type of stuff versus scammers?
What
Because
you mean?
Absolutely.
Wait,
I
wait,
because
know a
hold on,
lot of engineers
I
in
live in
wait,
Atlanta,
wait,
Atlanta.
hold
sweetheart.
on, hold on. Ask the question again.
Do you think it's as many men who are in the engineering programs are doing something along those lines?
STEM programs.
So yeah, all of that type of stuff
Uh huh.
versus the men
I
who
asked that
are
too. What's the
scamming
percent?
or drug dealers or the people y'all say that women gravitate towards. Because I was
So
gonna say I
no.
live in Atlanta and I see a lot of scammers.
You from
I've
Atlanta? Or
I've
you
been
just live there?
I'm
Yeah,
from
you from
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
I was
Yeah.
born
Okay,
here.
okay, bet. All right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm from Macon. All right,
Okay.
so this the thing, right? So let's run it. All right, so now we on the same page. So is it more people in college? You think it's more, and especially what you got? What you got a couple Clark, you got
Clark,
Spelman, you
Morehouse,
got a
Mhm.
couple
Morris
of
Brown.
HBCUs in Atlanta, right? Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah,
I think
about at least 4 or 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
You
saying.
got
So do you
Georgia
think
State
they're more?
right down the street, Georgia Tech up the way. You got all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So do you think being in Atlanta, what it is a black hub, predominantly black, right?
Excuse me.
Do you
Mhm.
think it's more scammers and drug dealers than niggas in college?
I'm gonna say niggas in college. I don't know. I'm gonna say that I know that the schools that I've been enrolled into have a lower percentage for sure. Like when it comes to male and female, especially the gap between black men and black women. So
Yeah.
even when you look at places like Clark, it's
Mm-hmm.
what like 68% women, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. I feel like it's disproportionately women, so it's like the women are competing for the men who are there. So they might
Yeah,
look
but so
outside the school.
now let's take that, right? So you say 68% women, so that mean HBCU, that'd be what 32.
32.
And let's say you got 5% that's other than what's name. So we're somewhere around 25 and 30% that's still black men, right?
Mhm.
So how many people you think, what's the enrollment total at Clark?
I
100,000?
I don't know, to be
I don't think it's
honest.
Not a
that.
hundred thousand.
Hey,
Not that much.
fantastic. Hold
But
on,
but
fantastic.
Well,
Keep in
I can look it
mind,
up real quick.
keep
Let me
in
see. Go
mind,
ahead. Go ahead. Ask a question.
Morehouse is right next to it though. So and that's an all male HBCU
Well, I
school.
mean,
yeah.
it's
Yeah, some
facts.
of them are like not straight though, too. A lot of those
I
men are not
mean,
straight.
and
No,
that's
it's
Yeah.
Brother,
My
everywhere
little
though.
cousin
But
goes to
but this
Morehouse
is the other
actually.
big issue.
Brother.
The idea of
yeah.
going to college can't just start when you turn 18. If you are not being prepped up from middle school, high school, to be, because a lot of colleges have said, HBCUs included, not just the PWIs, these kids
Oh hell
coming
no.
here are not ready. They're not ready. What did they do to 5 or 6 years in high school? Because they were getting socially promoted. This whole child left behind crap in the early 2000s. You've seen the effect of it. The teachers is pushing them through, and these kids going to HBCU saying, "Well, I could go to HBCU. I can't go to a regular PWI because my grades ain't good."
No, but the
And
answer to the question is facts that women increasingly are attending college.
because a lot of the black males ain't prepared to go to college to begin with because they're
But
not
look,
being
right?
prepared.
I hear you,
But
but
okay,
Yeah.
but look. Now,
it's
are
okay.
these women enrolling in STEM fields?
Hold on. I
Because I
said,
can
No.
tell
No.
you,
Oh,
I was in a
Not
STEM
really.
field.
basically,
hold
I
on.
have to say this. I have to say this. It's
And,
literally only
Hold on.
2% of black women that are in STEM.
yeah, they not in
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
STEM,
not a lot of black
but
women
they
in STEM,
women across the board outnumber men in college today. That's a
but
fact.
they
But my
still have
point.
the access to those
Hey,
men,
hey, hey,
right?
y'all, don't skip over
But
what
that
I'm
takes
saying.
classes you take in high school,
Hold on.
math,
Let me
all
make this
types
point.
of.
I'm saying to her question, if there's more scammers, because y'all going off in hella directions. She asked, is there more scammers than there is niggas in college?
They
So I'm
idolize watching the videos they see on BET with the
yeah.
big
So
stacks
hold
of
on.
So
money.
So I'm
They
about
don't
to
want to do
hold
the
on.
yeah,
10 years
I'm
in
we can.
college.
I've
hold
seen
on. Hold
scammers.
So that
on.
the whole scamming thing's off
Hold
off
on.
off going off public society.
Hold
I mean
I
on.
off
get.
Hold on.
popular
You gotta
society.
relax, man.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
We about to do the numbers right now. All right. So in 2022 to 2023, Atlanta, Georgia had a student enrollment 130,315. The number includes students at universities, associate college, baccalaureate, la la la. The Atlanta area is known for its large number of students, with the region having 57 colleges and universities and over 250,000 enrolled each year. So let's meet somewhere in the middle. Let's say like 175,000 to 200,000. Let's make it 200,000, right? Because it said 130,000 in 2023, but it said 250,000 enrolled each year. So let's
Mhm.
make it 200,000. So 30% of 200,000 would be what? 20, 60,000. So you think it's 60? You think it's 60,000 scammers in Atlanta?
It's
No,
not at
no.
all.
Okay, so
It
listen, I
definitely
said
ain't. I'm
scammers, I
from
said
it. It
drug
ain't.
dealers.
Okay. So
I said
I got you.
wait, I want to finish, but somebody's interrupting me.
No, go ahead. You got to love.
I said scammers and I said drug dealers, but we can also group in the men who are not doing anything with their life. I think the men who are sitting around smoking all day, and
Okay.
I
Over
think it's a
over
lot of those. It's a
50% of
high
black
unemployment.
men are in the middle class. So we
Hmm?
can establish over
Yeah.
50% of black men
Yeah.
are in the middle class. So we can
Yeah, but
And
establish
there's also been a stat that came out saying that there's an excess of unemployed black men.
yeah.
no.
So actually, no. So actually, we'll get to that. But let's walk these things down. And I'm glad you're doing this because like you're just naturally rattling off a lot of these. You know what I mean?
Narratives.
Stereotypes.
Like it's a lot of narratives, a lot of things.
Mhm.
So you understand, right? Being that Atlanta would be actually the outlier and be the opposite of that because Atlanta is a black hub and is one of the highest earning places for black people.
That in
So
DC.
the black men that are there are going to be the higher earners than men that are in the regular areas. You understand that, right?
Yep.
Are you there still? She drop out? Oh, she's still here.
He's there.
Letitia, can you
Hey,
hear me?
I'm
You,
sorry.
I
Can
can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really agree because yeah, there's excess of black excellence, quote unquote, but it's so much black excellence that we're overlooking like the people who are not doing. I've seen firsthand. I have firsthand experience knowing that there are a lot of people in Atlanta who are not on the up and up, who are scamming, who might not be working, who might be like just dilly dallying around. So
Well,
I
my question to
don't.
that is, I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry, but I was just
Uh,
saying when you pulled up the numbers, right? It's still an excess of okay. If it's two hundred
Oh, shit.
thousand students, 60,000 are men. It's still so many girls in these colleges who, if all those men are taken up hypothetically, and we're not even counting the ones who not even into women or don't want to be with a woman, it's like it's still an excess of girls. Where they gonna find who they supposed to be mating with?
oh, they're SOL. Plus the guys in jail too, in prison too. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not a lot of black men doing well in Atlanta because I see that, but I also feel like it's a lot that's not. And so if it's a competition for these men who are doing well, especially in colleges, because it's maybe like a 2-to-1 ratio for the
More than
women
that.
to
It's
the
bigger than that.
yeah, it's like it's a
Like
certain type of
10 to 1.
competition. Some girls might just go outside the school
They
to
say in
look for
Atlanta,
somebody.
the men that are on up and up
Hmm.
have their pick of the litter.
They
They're the
do.
ones that don't, and whether they're Africans or they're naturally born, Black Americans. If you're a guy, they got your shit together. You're like, okay, why should I keep myself to one when I can have my pick of top tier women at that? Other women going to school, careers, attractive. And that's the issue they're saying that the problem on the dating scene in Atlanta for a lot of women. They're like, yeah, he's a great guy, but I know I ain't the only woman he's dealing with. Yeah, you're probably not.
Well, I mean, but see, you gotta understand too. They going after dudes at the finish line. So let's
Taking prep.
so watch this. So watch this. Let's not go far away from our earlier argument. I mentioned the STEM field, and the reason why I mentioned that is because if you peek your head into the STEM classes, young lady, then you will see they're all men. They're all most of the STEM classes are all men.
Yep.
Because I was in them. They're all men.
Mhm.
So you can go to a STEM classroom, it'd be all men up in that joint. So
Yeah.
if you really want, y'all not picking your heads into there. Y'all not looking at them STEM classes. And so that's all I'm saying. And so when them STEM graduates come out and then you look at them, they making 6 figures, 7 figures, and they come out, you want to get them in after they got their degree and got their job. Then you want them. But you didn't want them while they was studying hard and they couldn't get their haircut. You didn't want them then.
I,
You
I,
want the football player. I'm telling you, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I was
okay,
there.
hey,
Hold on,
I'll say this
disagree
quick
with
story.
that
This is
though.
fun. I'll say
I
this
feel like they
quick.
still have options
Who?
I'll say this quick story. My young sister.
depending on how they look, other things. But I think they have options.
Who though?
That's probably the
Who's
option
they?
game. You're talking about for the guys or the
Wait,
women?
wait, 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 wait. Who?
Yeah.
The guys who are in STEM, because
Well, yeah.
if I'm saying that it's a 2-to-1 ratio for the men and the women,
Way bigger than that, like 5 to 1.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
like I feel like
Can I
somebody is
can
gonna like you. I
can
don't
I
think they're just
interject?
completely getting overlooked.
Yeah, we
So
wanna when we going through the grind though, sweetheart.
so
Like
so
Yeah, I
so
said
you got to
college.
come up with me.
let me tell you.
That, you know, you weren't there when I was shooting in the gym. That
I
line means
said
something.
college, right? I
No,
said the
let me
guys in
say
the
this
swim majors.
to your point, Letitia. So, like, I'm I have a degree in STEM, right? By
Hmm.
the time you get past statistics, there's not going to be a lot of black people in the
Nope.
class, and the majority of your classmates, it's going to be maybe like 8 to 9 people in the class, and
Yeah.
majority is going to be
And I
either
asked
like,
this question: why is that?
let me finish. It's going to be either European or like Asian,
Yeah. Why is that?
men and women. So you're only gonna by the time you get to your you know how it is, by the time you get to your senior classes, it's less and less people because a lot of people wash out.
Yeah.
So that black guy that persevered, that stuck through, he's probably gonna be around majority of the time, depending on where you are. If you're switching on the East Coast, you're gonna see some Scandinavian chicks, you're gonna see some Asian chicks, the Japanese, like Chinese, and you guys are gonna it's gonna be a small class, so you're gonna socialize with that person every day, and that's how people start dating. I mean, that is simple as
Yeah.
that.
Equally yoked.
Yeah, I can see that.
It happens all the time. Trust me. It's very easy because I mean it's like, and another thing too, when it a lot of these girls are not expecting you because the mere fact that you're a black dude in college and you're about to graduate, that's enough for them,
Mm.
right? You don't gotta have
Hmm.
an apartment like I in one of my corporate finance classes, I had like 3 of my classmates, they were like Swedish, and they had all of them had like 2 or 3 roommates living in
Yeah.
like in the city. And so they're not expecting you to be driving the Benz or pulling out a whip, being able to buy bags and stuff like that. As long as you're about something and you have potential, you're destined for good things, they're gonna rock with you, right? I mean,
But
trust me.
is that the majority of women looking at you, bro? Is that majority of the women? Come on,
I
let's
mean,
be honest.
no, I would say, I'm be honest with you. If you have a degree, it's probably easier to date out as a black man than it is because it's like, oh snap, it's a black dude with a degree. It's like I can like let's say if a Asian girl, she might have dated black guys, but her parents want her to date somebody that has a degree or is educated. Like there you go. Like she gonna be like, oh wow, you educated. I can actually bring you home to meet my
Hmm.
parents. That's how it usually goes, especially with Asian chicks. Trust me.
Yeah,
I'm
because
talking about
they
in
got
your junior, senior classes, your junior, senior STEM classes, right? Are the baddest chicks
By
on
the time
campus checking for you? Now be honest. Come on, now don't play these games with me,
But
man.
why
I'm
gotta
talking
be
about
the
the top chicks.
baddest?
I mean,
Hey,
yeah, that's the thing.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
would
No,
Why
no,
can't
I
they
would
I'm
be
say
just
this.
saying the
better
I would
majority.
say
I
looking
this.
say the
women?
majority. I'm sorry, the majority.
oh,
The majority.
I would
wait.
say this.
Wait.
I was like minds attract, right? So
Yep.
like it would behoove you to be with somebody that's okay. Let's say she's not a 9, but she's a 7, but she actually is going to school to become a dentist or a hygienist, or
Mm-hmm.
she's doing some kind of nursing,
And she's
right?
got a
Or
good
No,
character.
I'm not talking about from your
no,
perspective. I'm talking about from the female's
no,
perspective. She
yes,
said y'all, because
no,
she said
no.
we
You're
don't
saying
exist. She
no.
said we don't exist.
No. I hear you. You know, you're right. But what I'm trying to imply too is it's better to have a woman that has something going on and she's still like a 7, borderline 8, than to have a chick that's a 9 and she went to school for sociology, but she got a
Uh,
fat ass.
Yeah,
Like you
I
understand
You
what I'm
see,
saying?
agree.
Like
you still.
that's why
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, are the majority chicks checking for brothers like you in the STEM class? Because she said you don't exist. She said, all we are scammers. That's what she said.
Not after you made
I
your
would say a
bread
lot.
I mean
A
in
lot
the
honestly,
would say that.
school.
by the time you hit sophomore year, because I already see it play out. By the time a black dude hits sophomore year, you still in a degree, you're not gonna see you're not going to be even interacting with a lot of black women unless you're in nursing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
all right.
Unless you're in the
Thank you, brother.
you're not going to be
Thank you.
interacting with them like that.
Sure.
There's a lot of
All right.
people. Most people don't graduate college. That's the thing. Most people enroll,
Yeah.
but they don't graduate.
I
And the
know.
hardest part is it. Yeah, go ahead.
They say why you see a lot of black athletes, NBA players, NFL guys, and I'm not talking about the Anthony David, I mean Anthony Edward types. I'm talking about guys uh, that are responsible. Why they marry Russell? Um, uh, uh, Patrick Mahomes types. Why they get with a white girl for? Reason being,
Black,
unfortunately,
black women
reason
can never
being,
get with a Patrick
unfortunately, is they're in a certain standard of living to which they want something that's also quote unquote like you say, safe. Not gonna have no drama where she's gonna be beating you up in your own house, ripping your hair out.
It's,
You know.
They do
So
it
so my
though.
point being is, you always wonder why do certain people go to that other race of people, whether it's Asian, Hispanic, white? It's because they say, well, they come from a background more times than not that they're not going to be very combative, not have a lot of conflict, not going to be argumentative, conflict resolution. That's a big issue in the black community. Conflict resolution.
Probably
Nigga,
on
you ain't
OF.
shit.
Mm.
You a
you know
Probably
you
on
what a big,
OF too.
I was going to go ahead. I was gonna say this one thing. Is one another big issue is that by the time a black woman graduate and a black man graduate, their mindset diverges, right? So they could have grown up from the same hood, but a black man is thinking he's able to, I don't want to say
Build up.
integrate or code switch. He's able to relate to more people. Like for black
exactly.
women, it don't matter how educated a black woman is, she still want to have this quote unquote black experience. Now,
Yes.
people might say, "Oh, the black experience, yeah, it's cool or not." But I'll give you a prime example. You can be dating a black chick, right? You guys are both college educated, but she'll never want to go to, if it's not nothing black related, or if it's not a Medea movie, or if it's not with a black actor leading, she don't want to watch it, right? And that was a big issue with me as somebody that's educated and dating other educated black women. You would think, okay, you're open to other things. It's like, no, if it's not black, I don't want to
It,
deal with that.
and
But
it's
then,
been said that if you go to an
yeah,
HBCU, unless you live in Atlanta or DC or any city that's predominantly black, when you go to a PWI institution and you live in an area that's predominantly white, whatever you say you're living in, say Indianapolis or living in Dallas, whatever. The fact that you go into a PWI, graduated, especially STEM field or whatever, it shows you're able to acclimate. You're not gonna have the quote unquote fist in the air mentality to which people feel like, oh, I can't really be real comfortable around him or her because they might feel like everyone's against them because they're black. So that's the one detriment
yeah,
when some people say, oh, they went to HBCU, meaning they didn't want to get out of their comfort level of being around other, because PWI is just not whites,
exactly.
it's Asians, it's Hispanics, it's Indian folks. It's like fantastic taking the military. You got many types of people, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, everybody. And in the case of just saying, because you're black, we got to be together. Nah, you're in the United States military. You better be all one unit. So that's the detriment.
Um,
Sometimes you go to HBCU and you got a mindset of saying, oh, yeah, I got to keep it black. Yes, I get that. But this world, this country, I mean, is you got to acclimate
I
unless you got to
mean,
hook up with somebody to get you a
Yeah, what was
job
you?
without you having to have much skills and merit. So,
Yeah, what was you
Yeah,
saying? Let's see. Hold on.
I was just gonna say, I see what you're saying, but I feel like I grew up in a predominantly black area, and I was like from high school on up, middle school on up, and I feel like I have my fiance is actually from LA, right?
Mm.
We go to rock
oh shit,
concerts.
I'm trying to move to LA. Yeah, go ahead.
We
I'm,
go to rock concerts. We go snowboarding. We do stuff like outside the box. I don't think just
Hold on, hold on, hold
because
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He sure
uh
he black?
he's def- I
he
can
playing
he's
the snow.
downstairs if y'all want to talk to
Huh?
him.
I'm about
is he
Nah.
a
to go back
mixie?
to Uma.
Hey, if
You
he
still
Is he a
fuck it,
there?
hey,
mixie?
if he
All
hop on, let
Is
him
he a
hop on.
Patrick Mahomes?
He can hop on.
right.
Hold up.
You said
But
you said
yeah,
your man playing the snow.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
about to
Hold
hey,
go
on,
hey,
check
hold on,
it
quick
out.
hold on.
question. Hey, so what
Let
part
him
of
rock.
Atlanta you from, Sheldon?
Yeah, let
what
him
part
rock.
of Atlanta I'm from? I'm from Cascade.
Oh, you from the west side. Okay, then.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can let
Big
y'all talk
houses
to him.
over there. You
He's
ain't from the
currently
hood
playing the
part.
game, but he's black. He's
No,
very
no. If
black,
he's
and I feel
playing the
like
game, let him have his piece, man. Don't fuck it
Where
up.
he where he
He
from? He
probably
from
online.
he
But
from
nah, we just
Inglewood?
fucking with you. But nah, listen.
them niggas on the phone.
Hold on. Listen, that's what I'm saying. And that's a good thing too. Like you said, hey, getting outside of the stereotypical nigga shit. I
Mhm.
fucks with it, right? But nah, in itself, right? Especially being in Atlanta, is it's more common because it's more black people. But overall, you know what I mean, you got like some TV show type shit. You feel me? College sweethearts, or you guys meet young. You're both early 20s, and
Mhm.
what's crazy is you guys are actually doing things the way that it's supposed to be done. You know,
Exactly.
you get in a relationship early. You guys understand each other's wants and needs. You see each other grow, right?
Mhm.
You learn and gain a respect for each other out of seeing each other's growth, and then hopefully it turns into and lasts being a long lasting relationship, family, all that good shit. The problem is what we're saying though, especially the longer you do this shit is just done backwards a lot of the time. You're even an outlier in the fact of the matter you don't got no kid, right, Letitia?
Sorry, I was start eating.
No, you
Yeah,
cool.
no,
You
I don't have any
yeah. So,
kids.
so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's you're outlier a lot of these things, which is a great thing, right? But at the same time, it's like that's why I was trying to say the original post was concerning that a lot of these women are they having kids first. They're having a kid before they get a degree, right? Because again, we know now older women are having more kids than the younger women, right?
Mhm.
So they're getting these degrees later on or whatever. They already got these kids, and then they're turning around and they're flaunting the degrees in the face of the men when the men have been working for the whole time that they've been working. They just never stopped to go to college because
Exactly.
it's purposeless. Is that it doesn't if it doesn't benefit me, it's not going to
Right,
bring
thank
me
you.
any more money. Men are
Mhm.
very, very what's the end result? Is it a net negative or a net positive? So I don't give a fuck about a degree. If I'm somewhere in a trade, or I even have a great job, I have a career job to where what I'm saying I'm 15 years away from a pension. It's not going to really change anything for me. Possibly, maybe management, if that. But what I'm saying, outside of that, if it's not going to benefit me monetarily, and then we know now a lot more men are getting into entrepreneurship where you got a side hustle or something that's making you money too. What the hell am I going to go to college for? And I
Um,
just think, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I understand that. I just feel like in certain ways, we need to be able to give each other grace because I feel like a lot of times, like we end up looking at the whole of the community and saying, okay, I keep running into this. This is a problem. Versus, finding those outliers because there are. Because you were just saying, what's your name, Azrael? You were just saying, basically, once Black women get out of school, they finding it hard to assimilate, I guess, into certain um, rooms or cultures or whatever the case may be. And I don't know exactly where you stay. I do see how that could be a thing, but I also know like the people that I surround myself with, we kind of do things outside of the box. Like we don't just stay in our communities. I mean, we do things in our community, but like we like to go, you know, outside the box as well. So I feel like when I got into this conversation, I kind of felt like it was very like I don't know, just kind of charged, negatively charged at Black women because I feel like we're talking a lot about the negatives, which I feel like it can be easy to do even on the flip side.
Well,
But
no, but well, this is my thing. The negatives, the negatives are allowed on one side, they're disallowed on the other. So everybody talks shit about black men. Again, I'm pretty sure you've been on Twitter, right? So you've seen this. This has been a week long, at least a week long conversation about black men not being in college because of the article, right? And I think they did base it on Clark. It was based on the attendance in Clark, correct? I'm pretty sure it was Clark. But either way,
No, it was
that's what
Howard.
I'm saying.
It was Howard.
Oh, Howard, my bad, Howard. So there's never any problems or issue or pushback when ain't can't don't want niggas ain't shit, niggas is deadbeats, niggas don't take care of their kids, niggas is out here with dirty dicks, niggas is gay, all the negative shit against niggas.
Yep.
Hey, see you laughing, but it's true. I'm not lying.
Hello,
Nobody
guys.
ever.
I am black.
And if in the moment we step up and we like, hey man, well that's not the situation, and I have the stats or the data to prove it. Like the biggest thing, right? Especially like in a place like Atlanta, are all them niggas gay, right? Well, no, not all the niggas gay. You know what I mean? They have a higher representation because it's a gay hub. But even in that situation, there's never a case of anywhere you're going to be where 50% of the men are gay. You feel me? But with niggas, it's cool to say that. And if you say anything against it, well, nigga, what you mean? How you know? And all such shit, nigga, I know the numbers. Okay. So that's all we're saying is and a lot of the time what you see is quote unquote negative. What I said wasn't meant to be negative. Is this? I'm having this conversation because I'm attempted to be talked down to, right? And this has been an ongoing thing. This just this week has been heightened because of the article. Um if you're going to clown me about not having a degree, okay, I make more money than you with a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more stable. I have less debt. I have
Mm-hmm.
no need for the degree. You feel me? Why can I say, okay, well, what good is your degree doing you?
Yep.
Okay, if I'm doing better than you. And then furthermore, how are you claiming most educated and the kid's dumb as hell?
Exactly.
How are you not taking your education and teaching your kids how to study? You know, that's one thing they said too. Black kids study the least. Black
Mm-hmm.
kids spend the least amount of time on homework and all these different things and so on and so forth.
The
Then they
household.
say, oh well, I thought black fathers were the most involved. Well, yeah, we're the most involved, but at the same time, we have the most split up homes.
Mm-hmm.
So if we got the most split up homes and he's visiting the kid and he's trying to have fun with the kid, he's trying to build with the kid, spend time with the kid, his time is still going to be limited, and more of the time is going to be shared with the mother, right? And if the mother's the one that's educated and she's got more time with the kid in the first place, how is she not helping the kid learn? The kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing that nobody wanted to talk about because too, everybody was laughing and joking and talking about, oh, the boys can't read, the boys can't read, the boys can't read. That was a purposeful fucking smoke screen because it wasn't just the boys. That boy shit stopped before the pandemic. Right after the pandemic, it was the boys and the girls. But yet still, I've been hearing for the last 3 years until I went and, you know, started doing and looking at the research myself and being like, hold on, y'all still running this narrative because, again, it's cool to talk shit about black men, and black boys are seen as black men because this is what they're going to be in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Black boys aren't given any grace. Black boys aren't given any humanity. We're dehumanized before we're even adults and seen as the adults you're going to be versus the child that you are. So it's cool to talk shit about the boys not being able to read. But in the case of not the boys not being able to read and it being cool to just talk shit about it, right? Because you're going to grow up to be some grown ass nigga that's illiterate and we can make fun of and we can, you know, now the girls, the most important part that needs to be talked about is like, hey, it ain't just the boys, it's the girls too, the kids in general.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible, and there's 70% of them aren't doing good in reading or math.
COVID
That's a
messed
major
up
issue and problem.
black boys and black girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
that one year
because
threw it all out of whack.
yeah, but because it's cool to shit on the boys and shit on the men all the time, the males. You know, hey, this is something that's happening that people probably aren't aware of because people hate stats. Niggas hate stats, especially any stats that would show any type of negative light or, you know, criticism to black women. Just saying.
Because math is from Yakub. Fantastic. Math is a social contract of white supremacy.
Well, this is the unfortunate part about it. Those boys or girls, especially too, who don't have a household set up where education is paramount, most likely than not, end up, like you said earlier, are the scammers, end up being those involved in any type of illegal activities, boasting up the prison population. As we also spoke about, other stuff is prostitution and other things for both sides, women and men. But that's from them having a lack of education. You know, and it's to a case where it's always been the black side is always going to be the bottom rung. We all have that title of being the bottom tier. Yeah, you might have poor whites as well, but we're always going to be the ones mostly in prison, involved in illegal activities and such like that. And that's that narrative that's pushed out. You see on your 10 o'clock news, or 11 o'clock news, whatever, and the kids aren't brought up in a household of education. That's why you don't see a lot of them in STEM, because they're not good at math skills by the time they get to the 6th or 7th grade. Because it's already known. If you're not good at math by 6th grade, 7th grade, you're behind. You're done. You're done. So your mama ain't pushing you to get your stuff right when you're 9 to 12 years old. It's over. It's over. You're not gonna want to do it because you'll be intimidated to go into anything STEM related. When you see Bobby and you see Lee, whatever, in that classroom, and they've got a background of having a foundation of education's paramount, you'll be like, I can't do this. I don't want to be here. You're intimidated. You're gonna purposely flunk yourself out, even if you have an opportunity to compete, because you can feel like, I'm not supposed to be here. That's the sad part.
Yeah,
And when I was in those STEM
hold on, fam. Let me get this super chat real quick. Shout out to No Guarantees for the 5. Greatly appreciate you, buddy. What up, Mr. Fantastic Panel Chat? If you have a woman that's 100% on your schedule, you won't get up at 5 a.m. if she needs you. Yeah, if that's my girl or my wife or so on and so forth, of course. If we're talking about that, it's somebody that I'm in a relationship with and she's in an emergency situation, of course I would. But, but still to say that if, we just dealing with each other and I don't do that, I'm lesser than a man, that's extreme, brother. That's a little extreme. Shout out to my man's on here. 1 second. What's the other one? No, that's not it. Hold on. Where the fuck it go? What the fuck just happened? Oh, here we go. Shout out to my man, Terrell. Greatly appreciate your brother for the 10 on the Cash App. For I have a paid for home with no degree, just cents. Appreciate your brother. Hey man, testimony out here, man. Tabernacle.
Yeah, I can ask Letitia a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, Miss Letitia, when you said when I came up here, you said you were hearing negative things. Was it just from Fantastic, or when he was doing the monologue, or was it when all the guys were up here?
I was driving, but I feel like y'all was having a discussion. And we could talk. I feel like we could talk about the negative things in the community. I don't have a problem with that. I just feel like it was all negative. It was no positive. I also understand what you're saying when you say that, Mr. Fantastic, um, it's easier, or we feel like it's okay to talk down on black boys. I could see that, but I also feel like, I mean, depending on your circle, I feel like vision may be clouded in certain areas because my best friend is an educator. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The people I surround myself with are pretty hands on in the community. So it's like, do I feel like I see that firsthand so often? Not so much. Maybe online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the even in the school system, I have a son that's like 13, right?
Uh-huh.
So even me seeing and having to, deal with shit with my son over the time as to where if anything happens with my son, the first thing that, well, have you gotten tested? Has he seen this? Has he seen that? And all these different things. And,
Mm-hmm.
you got these non, mental health professionals giving you mental health suggestions for your child because he's being a kid. You feel me? And
Yeah.
it's been documented. And it's crazy as to how people want to talk about white supremacy, and all these different things, right? When it comes to the overall black plight. But when we know for a fact that, black boys, get written up more, suspended more, all these different things, end up being suggested for more special ed classes if you do it. And that's another thing too, but we really want to get into it. There was a certain when they first started the whole um, mental health thing. It was a mental health boom for young black boys being put into special ed classes because the women learned that, hey, if I put this motherfucker in these special ed classes, now I don't just get EBT no more. I get actual cash money because I can claim, SSI and all this different shit. So yeah, man, black boys and men, bro. Again, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, you just being the victim." It's not. It's not victimhood. It's just me actually understanding, doing the research, and talking about the atrocities that have been done to us by us. Okay, by our own people within the group, right? And now that we have a point to where we grown as men and we've lived this, not only ourselves but our brothers, our cousins, hell, our fathers, our uncles. Once we finally hear their sides of the story, and now we're just pretty much bringing this shit to light to the world. Everything sounds so crazy, so hateful, so negative, when it's not that. It's just the truth. And like I said, if no one even sees it as negative when people blatantly lie on black men. You feel me? As you like stated earlier, right? No one, it's like, hey, it's like, it's another fucking Tuesday or whatever. No one cares. But the minute you even say anything critical, right, of black women, and again, my statement, the biggest crux of my statement is black women, stop getting pregnant by ain't shit niggas. What's wrong with that? That's the question nobody can answer me. Women control
I think
sex.
that's common sense though.
But you know, it's not. If I can't say it, it's not common sense, and if it's not being done in practice, it's not common sense.
But
So
you can say it.
that's where we have a disconnect. If it's common sense, but somehow, some way, black women are saying this out loud on the internet and in real life. This ain't just the internet now. It's real life.
Mhm.
You know this. Niggas ain't shit. My baby daddy ain't shit. He broke. He dusty. He crusty. He musty. That clearly something is not adding up here. And again, now I gotta use your own claims against you. If you also educated, you know what I mean, and you also intuitive, and you
Mhm.
also all these different things, how is it that you can't pick the right dick? I'm just saying, like you said, if you got and we walked this down. I'm pretty sure you've seen the thing, and it is internet shit, but I think a lot of internet stuff nowadays is a microcosm of how women think. Maybe not minority, but I mean, not majority, but a substantial amount. I would say 60-40. I would say a lot of the stuff that we hear that seems like it's wild and crazy, especially, and you can't even say now what's so crazy, Letitia, it's not just the young girls no more. The older women are doing the shit the young girls are doing.
Yeah.
So up and down the generation gap and all these different things in the age groups, and you got grown ass women in their 30s talking about eating man ass. Is anything fucking far fetched at that point?
Nothing
You see what I'm
sacred.
saying? Yeah, if women, you get grown ass women out here admitting and they bragging about eating a man, putting they in a man's ass is wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a time when girls wouldn't even admit to giving fellatio. You feel
Hey,
me? And now we to the point of where bitches out here. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
hey, when Braxton said she was taking prep because she knew, most likely because she lived in Atlanta, she's sharing the quote unquote ideal guy.
Yeah,
That tells you, he come to the truth of realizing, okay, the man I want is gonna be probably the man that's probably sleeping with 3 or 4 other women in the same
yeah,
time frame.
yeah, man. That like I said, that shit right there, KP, that's was really bothering me, bro. Bitches, like, the nigga said that shit to me like a month ago. Ain't nobody worried about HIV no more. I'm like, who, nigga?
They're taking
Who?
prep.
Who ain't worried?
Who said the owl? Who?
Bro, listen, hey, Azrael,
Owl
niggas on
knows who.
Twitter,
Yep.
niggas on Twitter was like, ain't nobody worried about that shit no more. I was like, nigga, what
Man,
the
listen,
hell y'all got?
I like real
Yeah, y'all
estate,
got
but I
going
do not want a house in Virginia, and I do not want an apartment in Delaware. You hear me? I'm serious,
on?
man. I
Yeah,
don't start coughing, start looking like a
yeah, hey, that
vampire.
cough you can't get rid of, nigga. It's over with.
Then all like, who
Nothing
turned
but
on the TLC song? Who turned like
Hey man, listen, hey, your ass wake up in the morning and this all you hear.
right? And then
Yeah, man.
come out looking like
he's
Tom
funny.
Hanks in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
But
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 hey,
black
man, I greatly appreciate you brothers for coming up, man, and helping with the conversation. Letitia, love, I appreciate you. I don't
Thank
think we
you for
didn't.
coming on.
It didn't end up as bad as I thought it was. You had a.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate you being willing to have the conversation. Most people aren't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we disagree as much as we might think we do. I think it's just like you said. I think it's this brand or this version of conversation amongst black men that just a lot of people aren't privy to, and it goes against the cultural norms and expectations of not speaking against or being critical of black women. I think that's what it is in the most part. You got anything before we close it out, Letitia?
It was cool, y'all. You're right. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
For
See,
sure,
we're
for
not
sure.
bad up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
appreciate you. Hey, tell your man you said what's up, man.
What's going
Cowabunga dude
on?
and all that West Coast
Oh,
nigga
Lex,
shit.
Michelangelo.
He right
Yeah.
here, y'all.
What up with you, young fella?
How you doing, family?
Hey man, I can't complain, brother.
Congratulations on doing the right thing, bro.
Oh
Hey
man,
man, yeah,
yeah,
congrats,
congratulations,
bro.
Alex. That's what we're supposed to do.
Hey,
Yeah.
for sure, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for letting us borrow your fiance for a little minute, brother. Have a wonderful conversation, man.
I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Hey, greatest wishes to y'all too, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, y'all. Good night.
For sure, for sure. Holla.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Hey man, greatly appreciate y'all for coming up, man. Listen, bro. Like I said, I know this shit sound crazy, and I keep telling y'all this shit, bro. But we're still in the earliest stages of this. We're still in the straight black man renaissance, y'all. All right. We're in the straight black man's renaissance. And people laughing. You know what they say? First they laugh, then they you know, and then fucking, eventually it's change, right? All right. Nah, first they fight you, then they something, whatever the fuck it is. Y'all know what it is, bro. I don't know. I can't think right now. It's fucking late. But hey, man, as always, I greatly appreciate you guys' support. All of the likes, the shares, the money, the messages. Yeah, I'm still talking about Unc. I'm gonna talk about Unc tomorrow. Unc out here wilding. Unc a Lamborghini door leg nigga. Wilding, bro. That's the only thing that's probably gonna save him. But hey, listen, that's that on that one, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Holla. Yeah.